Remember, remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason shall ever be forgot. Welcome to the Redeye stream number 203. It's Guy Fawkes Day in the UK. How are you guys doing? I'm surrounded by a bunch of these limey bastards today. How are you guys doing today? Blow anything up? Like a bridge or two, Cabby?
No bridges, but yeah, a few fireworks and we had a bonfire. It was all good fun.
Do you guys actually still like burn the effigy of Guy Fawkes? Like you fucking go all out and make a fucking dummy?
Yeah, penny for the guy. Yeah, penny for the guy.
Apparently next year it's going to be we're going to be burning effigies of Theresa May.
Oh, I thought we
Nice.
fine.
Thought we already did that.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Have you heard?
I mean, like,
There's a
Salem witch trials.
that are actually burning an effigy of Boris Johnson today.
Are there?
Yeah. Well, it's very progressive.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Very progressive.
So, someone burnt an effigy of Greenfall Tower.
Yes. And they did it life size.
Yeah,
Full life size model.
actually, there's a good reason why we don't burn an effigy.
With residents included.
There's a good reason why we don't.
Residents not included. They were included.
It was like a scale model with like residents and shit on it.
Right, Jensen, there's a good reason why we don't have a effigies of Theresa May on the bonfires. Shit doesn't burn.
Good point. Good point, sir.
Well, actually, it does.
Yeah, very well.
It does. You're wrong.
Yeah, only when it's
Peace
being
and
tried
things like
out.
that. No, yeah, well, yak shit is actually a currency in the Himalayas because
Yeah,
it's,
but
fuel.
we're talking about wet runny shit here.
Well, you know, I mean, we're splitting hairs, but just a point of order.
But hairs don't digest.
How many people had cabbage effigies that they were burning? Oh wait, that was just me in my backyard. Sorry.
Well, I had no cabby effigies, but I did make coleslaw. So,
Well,
I don't suppose you actually celebrate Guy Fawkes Day in Ireland because wasn't Guy Fawkes a Mick?
he was a Jesuit. He was a radical Jesuit.
Actually, no. I just looked up. He was born in York, so he's one of you, man.
Oh, yeah, he was born in York, but, you know, it doesn't mean that he didn't get waylaid.
Well, let's face it, back then the Jesuits were as bad as that certain religion that one was supposed to talk about, weren't they?
Wait, the one where they fuck goats?
Yeah,
Or is it sheep?
Yeah.
Yes, camels, goats,
Children.
kangaroos, anything. They don't
That's the
care.
one. The religion.
Kangaroos. I didn't know Muhammad had
kangaroos
a
again.
harem of kangaroos behind him.
You've got anything that stands still long
You
enough.
see,
Well,
that
the more you
was in
know,
my,
man.
that was in part of the Dead Sea Scrolls. You gotta look for it. It's in the footnotes somewhere.
The fine print.
But okay, hey, one of you British people, tell us a little bit about what happened. Why did you guys kill this poor Catholic? You dirty sons of bitches.
He was caught storing his gunpowder underneath Parliament.
Yeah, pretty good reason.
That's a good
He
story.
shouldn't blow
That's
up
a
the
good
government.
spot.
It's very secure.
you see, the problem was he didn't have the correct license.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh.
See, he didn't have a license for it. See, this is why we need licenses.
Celebrating November the 5th, but for different reasons.
They actually they wouldn't have even bothered him if he'd paid his TV license.
Yep.
He'd have been fine, you see. And then they got him for the gunpowder.
Yeah, that's how tight-fisted our government has always been. They didn't have TVs back then. You still had to pay a license.
That's it.
That's pretty harsh.
See? They just knew it was coming eventually. He didn't pay his TV license, and so, they had to come and inspect the property just to check that he didn't have a TV that hadn't been invented yet. And then they found the gunpowder.
Makes perfect sense, dude. Makes perfect sense.
It does. Well,
I'm figuring
modern
he
society.
got
current year.
I'm figuring he got hired for a remodeling job of Parliament, and he was going to do a controlled demolition. I don't see a problem here.
He actually got conscious. I mean, the guards around Parliament saw he's no smoking.
That's right. It was a makeover gone bad. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Guy Fawkes was actually Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen's great.
He was just intending to put a short extension on the side of Parliament, and then it all went kind of weird. We got the wrong supplies.
But apparently, there's even before Guy Fawkes, there's always been like a festival around this time of year, which involves like large bonfires.
Is it? No, but that wasn't that witches. That was burning witches.
No, goes back the old Celtic.
Well, exactly, burning witches again. It's not changing my opinion.
Witches, they used to drive their cattle through, in between two huge bonfires to like purify them.
Are you talking like during the times of the Wicker days or the Wicker Men and stuff like that? You're talking like ancient?
Yeah.
And Druid times. Druid times. But they were always burning shit because that's all they had to keep warm. Of course they were going to have bonfires. I don't think it meant anything. It's just burning shit to stay warm.
It had a specific name, like you said, the fires built in.
Yep. No, that's...
Well, maybe that's why you picked the date then, because then it would have some relevance or something to the people. So, I mean, because you use it's like association, isn't it? So Guy Fawkes used that date because it would be a very bad idea actually to use that date if he was doing that intentionally because it would be him on the fire.
If you're people in an outdoor festival around this time of year, it's best to have a bonfire.
But I'm just thinking that he didn't intend it to be a bonfire for himself, right? Because he figured he was going to he might get away with it. So
I don't think he was planning on living, was he? I thought he wasn't planning on surviving.
No, he wanted to blow up Parliament, and he wanted to self-sacrifice.
No, because he had a trail of the gunpowder, which was to an escape route. So he definitely didn't intend to go boom with it. He
wasn't one of.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm wrong.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, in Catholicism, it's a sin to commit suicide. So why would he commit suicide?
I think that's one of the reasons that he couldn't do it. Because so he had to have an escape route because otherwise his soul was condemned for eternity into pandemonium or whatever.
Yeah,
purgatory.
He didn't know that famous catchphrase.
Purgatory, that's the puppy. Yes.
A little different. Close, but a little different.
Yeah. Well, still sucks.
Oh.
But anyway.
Well, I mean,
can't go there anyway.
Didn't the Catholics have a reason to be a wee bit peeved at this point in history? I mean,
yeah, they were basically getting exactly the same treatment that they'd been giving Protestants since their inception.
Exactly. I mean, since like the Lutherans and things, I mean, the way that shit was going on with the European. Protestant movement. I mean, the British side only came in later when Henry just wanted to get his end away again.
Yeah, I mean,
isn't this the same time period when Queen Mary of Scots was pretty much ejected out and sent into exile?
No. She wasn't Queen Mary. No. I mean, we're talking Henry VIII time. Before, I mean, Mary was Henry VIII's daughter.
Yeah.
Elizabeth and Mary were the two daughters of Henry VIII that survived.
And in those times, before the Reformation, Protestants were burned at the stake as witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't executed, imprisoned and executed for.
Well, actually, it wasn't just Protestants, mate. It was anyone who was not a Catholic. Yeah. So, and of course, there were still people who were practicing things like Druidic stuff, Wiccan kind of style, ancient religions, earth-based things, and they got persecuted too. I mean, the Romans did that.
There were quite a few different Christian sects back then, which you don't hear of now because they just didn't survive.
Yeah, exactly. They all got burned.
Isn't that kind of
fires over cleanser?
Isn't that kind of true of all religions, though? When they start having sects and things like that,
it's when the main religion gets big enough.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then again, when you're on about Christianity, do you know why the real reason the Romans hated them? Because in any given time where Christianity existed, there'd be like 10, 15 different Christian sects, and they'd fight all the time. Yeah, in public places mostly. There's records of them destroying markets because of the fights, and that's why the Romans hate them, because they're troublemakers.
Yeah, no, they did. They caused a lot of that. They were sort of terrorists of their day.
Yep,
they were. Yeah, but then again, so were a lot of other groups. That's the reason that you had the Conference of Nicaea, wasn't it? To get all the groups together and say, look, how can we just agree on shit, and then we stop fighting amongst each other? We can get on with business.
It's all true.
Yeah, but they threw out a lot of the books that probably should have been added. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Constantine.
Well, they did.
The
Which is how you ended up with the Apocrypha. You see, but I mean, but it's religion, and it all relates to why. I mean, you end up with Catholicism, and then you've got Guy Fawkes, and he was just a radical Jesuit who basically just had a beef with Britain because of Protestantism, and he wanted to bring he believed in the Pope and the whole Catholic doctrine.
One of the two,
and he wanted to stick it to the king, basically, because don't forget, the intention was it was going to blow up the king, because it was a time, that particular day was when the king was, I think he was opening Parliament or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that everyone was there, the lords and everyone. So it was, they've managed to.
Well, he had his timing.
Assassination. I mean, it would be like destroying the whole of the Congressional building and the White House simultaneously. I mean, imagine that.
Cabbage, we already did that, if you remember.
Yeah, but nobody was in them.
No, well, we're nice.
Yeah,
we're nice when we go to war.
Yeah, you waited till there was nobody there to fight.
Yeah, just to set it on fire, just
to burn it.
Yeah,
it was the colonial equivalent of TPing somebody's front yard.
Yeah,
it was a point of principle.
No, it wasn't. It was a stick in the eye. There was no way it was a point of principle.
We were just making a statement.
And it went so well. It went over so very well.
Well, you got a better White House for it.
Yeah, you did.
This is true. But the statement went over so well,
Yeah, but then the Canadians came down and burnt the White House, and then it wasn't the White House when it first went up because it was limestone, I think, or something.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
And
the
it burned.
No.
And then they had to whitewash the thing just to hide the burns.
Oh yes. Okay. Batman.
Yes.
My 2-year-old son is seeing your avatar and wigging out, pointing, going, "Batman, Batman, Batman." So you're popular right now. Just saying.
I'm always.
He lives in a cave.
My husband still says you're Alfred Pennyworth.
Yeah, Jensen, I live in a cave by choice. You live in a cave because you can't get council house.
I was going to say by mandate, but okay.
Yeah, well, you see, they had to give his house to an immigrant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, J.K. Rowling couldn't help out. No.
J.K. Rowling actually solved a lot of the housing problems in this country if she just gave up half of that land that she never actually uses.
There you go. Yeah, well, she's got 18 bedrooms or something. That's in one house alone. She's got several of them.
She's got 2 or 3 bloody mansions.
That's what I mean. She's got a few of them. So she could definitely make an impact herself if she would just put her money where her mouth is.
So I'm figuring right now the Muslims in London are right at home with all the explosions, right? They're like, oh, it reminds us of home.
Yeah. They're waiting up, looking out the windows and going, oh, I thought I was back in Pakistan.
That's it, yeah. It's either that or they're hiding under the bed like a dog, freaking out because they're having PTSD.
Yep.
Shell shock. But no,
Yeah.
They're coming
so
for me. They're coming.
Fireworks.
if-
Where I lived, you'd see the fireworks going up at the cricket ground. My cat was just sitting in the bedroom window watching them, not frightened at all.
Nice.
well, I'm wondering, what do you think would happen if Guy Fawkes succeeded?
Like I said, we would have still been celebrating bonfires night, but just for a different reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't need it. Doesn't matter who wins. We'll celebrate whoever wins.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
we'd still
No, we're easy going.
tradition no matter which Christian wins.
That's it. It's just another excuse to get drunk. So it's all good.
Well, it's like, what we call the day after Christmas, you guys call Boxing Day.
Yep.
And it's not called Boxing Day because you're packing shit up. No, it's Boxing Day because everybody gets out in the street and gets drunk and fights.
No,
It's not. No, it was for when you gave a gift to the people who used to do the really bad jobs, like the coalman and the person who used to clean the shit out of the outhouses and things. It was a box. You used to give them a box with money in it, or with something in it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because the history of Boxing Day in America, we don't have a Boxing Day anymore because it used to be people would literally just go out in the streets and box.
Yeah, that's got nothing to do with it. That's just the Irish. That's got nothing to do with the tradition. That's just Irish people. They do that every day. That's not a special day.
We used to do that when I was a kid. The bin men and the coal man and the milkman, they get a Christmas box every year.
That's it. And I mean, originally, though, it used to go back to the point because, people used to have outhouses. And so you had the people who used to have to literally dig out the shit. They used to collect it because, I don't know, they used to do something with it.
Oh, fuck that job. Fuck
yeah,
that
I
job,
know. I know. And that's what I mean. So can you imagine the kind of box that you want to give that person as a...
Well, once over, they used to go on people's houses collecting piss because it got used in
they did.
Fulleries.
Yeah. In colour dyes, for tweed.
It was just for dyeing there. They used to use it like basically what you call it, I suppose, a laundrette. People would go drop off the clothes and they'd be put in the in the fully baths, and you get guys there and women who'd stamp the clothes down.
Yeah, well, they were. I mean, thank God that we live when we do. You know what I mean? And thank fuck that we do not allow these fucking Muslims to drag us back to the 600s again. Because I do not want to go back to the medieval times. I'm happy where I am. I like my computer.
I think you've been a bit optimistic there, mind, Cabbage. Medieval times. Bloody hell.
Well, yeah, they want to go 600s. So,
BC.
Yeah. Well, no, 680 is there 680. I think it's like 650 or something where they have a cut-off time. I don't know why, but anything invented after that is against Muhammad's will or something. Anyway, they're fucking weird.
Well, no, then shouldn't they stop strapping bombs to themselves? I mean, those were invented.
Yes, you'd think so,
right?
Yeah.
Running around with AK-47 shooting people.
I don't think Muhammad... Yeah, I don't think Muhammad would be too impressed with that.
Oh, I'll be watching the
run around with fucking spears.
I'll be watching a series on YouTube about Islam, and apparently all of it is just stuff that Muhammad thought was good, and he incorporated it into his religion. Like most of the things that they do when they go to Mecca, it's what you would call pagan rituals.
Pilgrimage.
No.
Yes, pilgrimage.
It's all pagan. Well, so is a lot of what Catholics do.
Yeah, I'm not saying
that. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like going to Lourdes.
No, wait a minute. They go into a big room, they light candles and incense, and they fucking chant and think about the same thing. Yeah. How is that not a damn ritual?
Yeah.
How is that not the same as the pagan ritual?
But that's what I like about Catholicism. That's the only thing I ever did like was the ritualistic aspect of it.
When what about Catholicism? I mean, my dad was literally an ex-Catholic. One of the things he said is Catholics say that they're
ex-Catholic. 30 years behind the barrel and bush.
You know what I mean, Cabbage.
I served my time.
Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it's a religion for people that need ritual.
Well, he said that Catholics adhere to the Christian doctrine, and don't do idolatry. But yes, they fucking well do. When they go to church and they pray to the Virgin Mary, they pray to the bloody statue. When they pray to Jesus, they pray to the statue. Yeah, when they pray to each of the saints, they pray to each statue.
Yeah, all right, yeah, we get it. So what's the point? So they do idolatry.
It's just direct visualization. I mean, from a pagan perspective, that's all it is. I know it doesn't work if you're looking at Christian doctrine. You're going, wait a minute, this doesn't match with. I understand what you're saying.
Well, I mean, is it worshiping an idol that I own a freaking St. Christopher necklace? I'm not even Catholic anymore, but like, would that be an idol?
Only if you believed it had the power of God.
The power of Christ.
Well, no, St. Christopher was the patron saint of travelers, so it's supposed to protect you while you're traveling. So that would be idol worship, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, technically, but then you start getting into Jehovah's Witness territory.
Oh, yes, the Jewish god of bread.
Oh, God. Who gives a flying shite? It's all nonsense.
Well,
I'm just talking about the theological debate, guys.
Well, no, and Guy Fawkes gave a shit. That's why we're talking about Catholicism right now.
Well, yeah.
When you look at history, in our civilization at least, religion, mainly the Catholic Church, is pretty much responsible for the sciences we have now because they set out to prove the existence of God and and creation. So they
and the Roman Catholic Church has got the oldest astronomy department. You know, I mean there's one in the Vatican. They have their own astronomical laboratory.
Yeah.
So, and they fund a whole shitload of stuff all over the place, like in Hawaii and places like that.
Like Zodiac?
No. I was saying I said astrology. I meant I was mixing.
Astronomical, not
astronomical. Yeah, no, I did correct myself.
I missed it. I was trying to keep. I apologize.
But yeah, so I mean, they've had that for an awful long time. But you know, look what the Catholic Church did to poor old Galileo. You know, I mean, he had a pretty shitty life.
Apparently, if he'd been born earlier with the previous pope, that wouldn't have happened, or even the next pope after. They seem to have like one pope was all for science, the next pope was all for religion over science, and the next pope, hey, let's just see what happens.
Oh, so you mean the same old, like the Catholic Church has always done it and politically appointed their popes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And the thing is, though, I mean, it doesn't really matter about the Pope. You still got the whole chamber, you know, the cardinals and those, and they wouldn't have liked it either way. So it doesn't. The Pope only has so much influence. It's not like, I mean, it's kind of like a president. The president's got so much power, but the Pope still has his, cardinals. That, I mean, don't forget who he gets voted in by. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Bestowed by God. He gets voted in by his cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's called divinely inspired, you see.
Could that be the kind of thing that was said?
That's why they seem to keep changing their minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one where they make the fucking mind up?
Real quick, Cabby. Temma's been trying to say something like 3 times in a row. Let her spit it out.
Well, I was going to say, isn't that kind of like then we're actually talking about what was driving Guy Fawkes angry and mad was corruption he saw in leadership everywhere, right? And Catholicism seemed to be his purity test for it. Ignoring one form of corruption for another. Is that what we're saying?
No, he was a Jesuit. He was an outright Jesuit. He just believed that Britain had the separation of Britain from the Catholic Church was the most heinous act. The dude was radical.
I thought Jesuits were like pacifists, though.
Oh, hell no.
No, God, no. How did you ever get that idea?
That tape of the ones that were on the West Coast, most of the Jesuits did at expiration were incredibly passive.
Well, Jesuits are the ones who are directly responsible for such fun things as the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Lovely people.
I mean, yeah, the more recent, like the 18th, 19th century, they probably were pacifists, but back then, no, they weren't.
Okay.
They made your modern.
Maybe they mended their ways.
They made your modern, Middle Eastern terrorists look quite reasonable.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But Jesuits back then were the equivalent of like being some radical Islamic.
I think there was actually Cabbage. They were of the opinion you get a pagan, you convert them to Christianity, and then you burn them at the stake for their past sins.
That makes sense. That follows God's word totally.
Yeah.
Not very. Well, we're saying there's a degree of there's a lack of tolerance that can be
a lack of tolerance.
That's
liberally applied wording here.
That's kind of like saying Hitler wasn't too fond of the Jews.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now on Guy Fawkes. Did you know he actually went and fought for Spain in the 80 Years' War against the Protestant Dutch? Yeah. So, he really was militarized. You're absolutely correct on that.
Oh, he's totally militant, without a doubt. I mean, he was hardcore. He really was.
Well, that's really interesting. He survives the war, comes back to England, and fucking gets hung. Poor fucker.
Yeah.
Poor fucker. I mean, he earned it.
Nowadays, we see history kind of repeating itself. Yeah, people go out and fight for ISIS, and they're all back in the fucking country.
Well, if he fought for Catholic Spain in the 80 Years' War, why didn't he just return to Spain? Obviously, he must have learned some fucking of the language and shit when he was fighting for him, right? So he could have just went there.
But his assets were back here. He owned the house, and he had things.
He might have been a Jesuit, but he was still English. That means he still hated the Spanish.
Well, I don't mind the Spanish. Spanish, I mean, it's kind of indifferent about the Spanish. Can't stand the French, obviously.
Yeah, it's the French that he wants to wipe off.
Well, it's the Italians too. I mean, the French and I see the sort of like the Spanish and the Italians equally. Greek.
Yeah.
They're all kind of like just
Gibraltar.
Well, actually, I don't know now.
Right, Cabbage. The Spaniards are trying to use Brexit to take Gibraltar back.
Yeah, well, it won't work. They've already said that. The Gibraltar people said quite categorically, "Fuck that! If we have to choose, we are going with Britain, not Europe." So that's already been made quite clear by the governor.
Yeah, and what's coming out now is I think we're probably not going to get Brexit. And if that's the case, the Spaniards will get what they want, Gibraltar, because the EU will give it to them.
Well, they won't have the choice. No, they can't, because we actually own it. We have deeds. We have title deeds. It was sold to us, but we didn't conquer it. It wasn't one of those things where they can, fucking mishmash. No, we own the fucker. They sold
it to us, and we had to, and after not long afterwards, we had to fight to keep it.
Doesn't matter. We own the fucker. We got deeds.
But
papers.
Show us your papers.
If Brexit fails, we will end up in a position in the EU where we have no rights whatsoever.
This is one time where we can prove we got a license for it.
Yeah. But the Spanish one about Gibraltar, but they're doing the same thing in Morocco.
Yeah. Well, Morocco's a fucking shitstorm.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
Well, there's another story about 2 hours or 3 hours ago. It came out. Fire patrols get ready for you guys blowing shit up all across your whole country. How many fires are really started on Guy Fawkes Day?
God, yeah. I mean, everywhere that I looked, because it's sort of like a little bit of a undulating place that I live in. So you get to see kind of like a lot more land, And there were fires everywhere. It's like beacons.
Yep.
Seriously, if you've got a drone, it looks like we've been bombed from back in the Blitz again.
It does. You couldn't. I mean, the street lamps are all, for the amount of smoke that's coming across and things like that. Street lamps.
The best times I had during
it looks like mist.
The best times I had during bonfires night was when we did in the army, because wherever we were, Germany or the UK, the camp that we lived, the camps always had bonfires night, and it was brilliant. Yeah, because it was like an organised event, but you knew everybody who was there, so it was also like an organised event, but a family event as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's what this was. I mean, that's what I went to tonight. We had a bonfire. No treacle toffee, though. I was disappointed by that.
Oh, man.
Nobody brought. I know. Very poor. There should have been bonfire toffee. But there wasn't. Oh, no, there were toffee apples, but no bonfire.
I used to love toffee apples.
Yeah. You're going to have that burnt. You're going to have that burnt toffee.
Hey, can you remember you used to get sparklers as well? Yeah.
No, we had those. We had sparklers and we had the fireworks.
It's incredible because those things, when you light them and they start sparking, it's hotter than a fucking welder's torch.
Yeah, it's true, yeah. Well, it is. Well, it's effectively thermite, mate. It's thermite. That's what's on those sticks. It's thermite.
Thermite's also incredibly easy to make.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just aluminium, with
rust.
You got a bit of iron, a bit of aluminium, a bit of rust, and put it on a stick.
No need magnesium for it. It's magnesium.
Magnesium, is the igniter. Yeah.
Then you hear stories about kids picking up, sparklers that are dropped and grabbing them by the wrong end and ending up with scars on their hands.
Yeah, which never happened.
Yes, it does, actually.
Well, very rarely.
Yeah, you hear about it every year.
Please. They used to have that TV. I remember the bloody advert going back to the 1970s about that. It's like, these kids. It's like, really, are they that retarded? I mean, even I was a child. I knew not to pick something up that was still glowing.
Usually they're not glowing by the time the kid picks them up, though.
Well, either way, why would you pick up something that's not even, sparkling? It still indicates retarded.
Yeah, but you know the kids I'm on about, don't you?
Huh?
You know the age of the kids I'm on about. I'm not on about 10-year-olds. I'm on about 5-year-olds and that.
Yeah, well, like I said, that was that age. I wasn't that fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
We were told, don't pick.
You keep telling yourself that.
Oh, we weren't. It was like you get one time when you touch something and like hot. When your parents try and teach you hot and you don't understand what the word means, and then you have to actually feel it to understand it, and so you have one sort of like thing. But once you understand hot, and you should learn that before you're being given a sparkler. And so if you say hot, then the kid knows it's hot, and so therefore they won't. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is Darwinism.
Like I said,
let them burn. Let them burn the little fucking.
5-year-olds, they see a sparkler on the floor. It's not glowing. They pick it up, usually by the wrong end, and it's still hot enough to burn the hand.
Why are they just picking up dead sparklers? What's wrong with them?
Because they're kids and they think it might be able to fucking work. They think, oh, look, somebody's dropped a sparkler. I'll pick it up.
See, like I said, Darwin again.
Hey, Batman, I'm going to hand you this black cat firecracker. I want you to wrap your hand around it, and then I'm going to light it, and let's see what happens.
Right?
I'll put it in your pocket. But then again, I'm not a little kid.
But no, okay, what's bigger, the 4th of July in the United States, where we're blowing everything up, or 5th of November, where you guys are blowing everything up?
Obviously, the 4th of July, if you're going by head of population. But over there, you're not allowed to buy your own fireworks, are you?
Yeah, we are. Just depends where.
Well, certain states you can't.
Yeah. Well, I've heard in certain states fireworks are actually illegal even for public display.
Really? No.
I've never heard that.
Well, actually, no, I suppose it would make sense because, I mean, if it's not good for the people, it shouldn't be allowed for the government.
Counties, right.
People can't have it.
Well, there's certain counties, and that has to do with nothing about like public safety in terms of like fireworks hurting people or anything. It has entirely to do with the threat of fire in that area and what happens when fires ignite.
Yeah.
I.e. California.
Yeah, but at this,
Or where I
time of year,
live, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but at this time of year, it's pretty wet. It's not. I mean, it's damp.
Nope.
It's at least moist. You got some moistness.
Nope. Not
No?
California.
Really? No
Not
moist.
California.
Not even moist.
No.
You dried up old
California's a chaparral.
Maybe it's in Northern California, but not in Southern California.
Well, the majority of California is a desert and a chaparral. It's very, very dry.
Is it a high chaparral?
Yeah. In more ways than one.
Do you guys have outlawed fireworks over there? Here in Oregon, we're not allowed to have like Roman candles or mortars and stuff like that, but we can go up to certain areas of Washington on certain Indian reservations, and we can get whatever we want. But not that I would ever do that. That's illegal.
You didn't get any kind of firework over here, really.
Yeah. I mean, I got those mortars before, you know, the big mortar things.
Yeah.
I've had one of those before. When they're fucking expensive, I'll never do it again. It's like you're blowing up 50 quid every single time. It's fucking stupid.
But it's so bit. They're fucking awesome. And not that I would know. Once again, it's illegal. I wouldn't know. But
I lived in Texas for 10 years. They're totally legal there. I can tell you all about mortars.
Well, yeah, they're bloody expensive. I know that. I don't see the point of it. It's boom and a few pops and stuff like that. And it's like, well, that was, 50 quid out of pocket now.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you used to go around with the guy for when you were a kid, wasn't it? To raise money to buy your fireworks.
Yep. Exactly, yeah, but then you got a big box full, and there were little rockets and stuff like that. Now they're trying to get you to buy these bloody great things, and they cost a bloody fortune.
I
mean, they do look good, don't get me wrong. Yeah. They do look good when they go off, but the thing is, it's like one of them is a tenner.
There was that one, when you see it in the box, it looks really brilliant. Because it's shaped like an airplane, but when you set it off, it was crap. I'm forgetting the name of it. Fighter or something.
There's plenty of those. There were plenty of those.
I know what sucks is unless you go up to, like I said, a certain area of Washington, all you can get really is fountains and sparklers and shit like that. You can't even have Roman candles around here. It's bullshit.
Yeah, well, like
Which,
that,
if you have my kids, is totally fine. If you have my kids, it's totally fine because they would set themselves on fire. And I've already done 12 days in a burn center. I don't need to do any more. I'm good, really.
I got lucky. Like one year, some of my friends did go up there and get the good fireworks. So we had this box of like 50 little tiny freaking bottle rockets in it, right? So we each had one. We stood about 50 yards apart. We lit it and aimed it at each other. Like these fucking little rockets were going all fucking past us. Like we were stupid. We were also drunk.
We used to do that. We used to
have match wars.
You used to get over the pieces. Guttering piping,
piping. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guttering. Yeah, that's what we used to do, and have them as shoulder launchers.
Yeah,
like bazookas.
Catherine will put it on a post, but make sure that the pin was in just slightly enough to hold it while you lit it. Then you run away.
Yeah,
because it would go off and spun off and chase somebody down the street.
Yeah.
We used to chase stuff with Roman candles. That was always good for a chuckle.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to do all that. We used to play soldiers. I mean, like, the bangers. You used to get those red devils. You remember those?
Yeah.
The little bangers. I used to have those, and they were like hand grenades, so you throw them at each other. And then we had air pistols and stuff. We'd be shooting each other. We were playing army. Yeah, we had rockets down fucking tubing, firing those off as well. It was literally like, it was like a reenactment.
How did any of us survive our childhoods?
Incredible. Great fun. Nobody got harmed. A few people got harmed, but I mean, not badly.
Yeah, like a third of my generation was dead before they were 30. Sure.
Or deaf.
No, nobody got seriously harmed. I mean, the only people was like you get big bruises on your ass because somebody shot you in the ass with a 2.2 air rifle or something, or a little hand pistol.
Wait a minute, Cabby. Maybe they should take guns from you fuckers. You're out there with a 22 shooting at your buddy. Like that's not cool.
I did warn you.
Like, as opposed to where you live, where you shoot your buddy with a 357 Magnum.
No, we don't shoot our buddies with that. Those are burglars. Wrong butt.
It depends.
These are air pistols, mate.
It depends which neighborhood you live in.
Yeah, it wasn't a 22 rifle. Yeah, it wasn't 22 with like bullets. I mean, I'm talking like air rifle with pellets. It was a pellet gun.
Still shoots like a 22. People use them for hunting in America.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, we had the regulators off as well. Like I said, that's why a few people got a couple of injuries, but they were only like big bruises.
2.2 air rifle with a pellet rather than a dart.
Yeah, exactly. Although if you turn the pellet the opposite way around, that does make a big fucking bruise.
Yep.
That's like having a.
I'd rather be shot with a 2.2 air rifle than a bloody shotgun full of rock salt, though.
Oh,
that hurts for days.
Rock salt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Local farmers put rock salt in the shotguns to use on trespassers.
Yeah.
Because you got to get the stuff picked out, and there's always some that gets missed. Been hit in the arse a few times with one of those.
No, I got hit in the arse by a 410 shotgun.
And liked it.
That wasn't fun.
And you liked it.
No, that was not
loved
fun.
It. We know you did, Cabby. Quit trying to lie to us. We all know you loved it.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
That's right. Yes. Keep your BDSM bullshit to yourself.
Me? I'm not
no, seriously. I tell you what. You want to know what stinging feels like? That's
the wrong one, chickadee. Wrong female.
I swear to God.
Wrong female.
Hey, look. I tell you what. I'll shoot you in the arse with a fucking 410 and just see how smiley you are afterwards.
Hey, how much fun is it? Fireworks are banned in Northern Ireland. Southern Ireland. They used to smuggle them out of Northern Ireland, sell them on Great Earner back in the day. Well, you're Irish, of course. Bloody fireworks are banned. We know what Irish do with bloody explosives.
Well, Voice. Where's Voice when you need him?
He's not blowing shit up.
Yeah.
You see, that's what he's doing. He's now going out and getting all these bloody fireworks. Actually, that was one of the other things I was going to say. That's what we used to do. We used to get all the fireworks and we pulled them apart and we used to put them into, we used to make our own shit up. From
like
the
M4000 and shit.
Yeah, you get 10 different things and stick them into one little pipe bomb and stuff like that and make your own explosives.
The views of the Redeye stream do not necessarily reflect Mad Dog or any of the other panelists. By the way, we do not condone any tampering with fireworks. That is a felony. Do not do it. Do not listen
is
to
it?
Abby.
No, it's not.
It is in America.
Yeah, it's not here. Nobody'd know anyway. Who gives a shit?
If they catch you doing it, you will get in lots of trouble in America.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well.
If you try
charging you with like felony conspiracies to commit explosive terrorism and all kinds of stupid shit.
Really?
The kind of idiots who tried that would usually end up having to go to hospital.
No. We avoided that. Well, one guy I know did fuck himself up, but that was because he was stupid. He made a mortar. He got an old it's like a wrought iron pipe, and he was using he just he just thought that he was just going to make up this thing anyway. It was all going to work out fine. And stuffed it with this. He he thought he was like he stuffed it with the cotton wadding and stuff like that, and he put in this
Oh my
rock
God.
or whatever, and it blew out the back end, and he just got like his legs got hit by all the shrapnel from the pipe exploding.
What a fucking idiot!
He was going to school with. He was on about he's going to make his own firework. Pulling firework apart and mixing it all together. Dude, about 13, he was a smoker back then even, and followed day we saw him, he had no eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was not uncommon after. I mean, come on. I mean, after Halloween, you do see an awful lot of people without eyebrows. I mean, either they got too close to the bonfire, or they a firework went off unexpectedly.
Yeah,
it's usually one or the other.
Halloween is associated with fireworks in your country?
Yeah, well, now we kind of like have fireworks for like it's kind of a week before November the 5th. So, yeah, we got fireworks going off for at least a week. It's bloody annoying, actually.
Do you know how pissed off we are with the EU? We've been celebrating the 4th of July over here for over 10 years now.
Have we? When did that
Kind of
happen?
cool. Any
that.
reason to do explosions, I am behind anything that encourages people to blow shit up. I really do think that it's a
There are
wonderful.
all 4th of July celebrations going on in this country. There have been for about 10 years. They even have the fireworks displays and everything.
Sorry, I'm missing the point here. I'm sure this is something meant to be there, but I don't know what it is.
Well, you should listen.
No, in other words, I think he's saying you guys want to join America. Welcome.
We'd rather be part of the United States than part of the European Union.
Well, who wouldn't?
We'd rather you be part of ours. You know, you should be.
Well, that would be better.
You didn't have to have your little tantrum.
Maybe you should.
All you have to do is say sorry, and we'll kill the fatted calf, and we'll welcome you back in the fold.
Say sorry for what? We aren't.
Why do we want to kill
Well, I don't know. Something.
Now we're
Doesn't
back to
matter.
our temper tantrum. Like, try to get an American to say sorry. Good fucking luck.
There you go. See? Your own worst enemy.
he is right there.
Britain is looking so hot and tempting right now.
Yeah, really. Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
God, Europe, any of it.
If the United States invaded the United Kingdom, half of us would help you.
I'm telling you now, we would. I fucking would. Well, I mean, it depends what the intentions were. I mean, you know, what the purpose of the invasion was. I mean, if it was to kick out all this shite, then yes, I would definitely back it up.
The United Kingdom became part of the United States. The only difference we know is where our taxes go.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Also, the food there, the portions would get a lot bigger.
Well, really speaking,
No.
It's true.
it wouldn't affect our national identity at all, really, because, I mean, yeah, we'd be a separate state, and American states are pretty much left to govern themselves, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? You want to turn this into Puerto Rico? Oh, fuck off.
Would be a lot better than Puerto Rico.
Hey, you might get some better English.
Hey, we're English. We don't take siestas.
You never stop the first one. Just goes for like ever.
No, that's just the art.
Well, even let you keep Guy Fawkes.
No,
Because I kind of want to like shit on fire in November too. That sounds like fun.
It just keeps you warm. It's a good excuse to stay warm.
Exactly. Everyone needs marshmallows.
Yep.
Well, we all know that winter is God's way of saying burn more Catholics.
Catholics, yes, exactly.
Yeah, Jensen, you're just saying that
Precisely.
because you want more meat on your table.
Exactly. I do not see a problem here.
There we go. So all we need to do is find some fat Catholics.
Yeah, that's not hard.
Exactly.
I was going to say, look no further than the Midwest.
Oh, I'm
No,
Mad
the
Dodge
Midwest
is
has
looking pretty.
the largest.
Mad Dodge is looking pretty chunky at the moment.
Well, I was going to say the Midwest has the largest concentration of Catholics in cities, and they also have some of the largest obesity problems in the nation.
Well, now you know how to deal with your heating problems. Prior to them.
Slower
Also-
gets rid of all fats, but folded proteins or bent proteins are generally not good for humans.
Again, and you can drain off the fats anyway, and you can use them for lamp wicks, things like that. I mean, there's always other uses.
Yep,
We recycle people.
it's the compassionate thing to do.
It is. Well, you don't want waste, do you? Because
It's a cookbook. Just it is a cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Charlton Heston stagger into McDonald's shouting, "Stop it! You don't know the Big Mac. It's people."
Oh god.
Well, have you ever seen that one with the what was it? The Yes Men with the Reburger?
No. Don't know.
No, you need to check out YouTube and the Reburger, and it's basically they present this thing to a bunch of students in some college campus anyway, and they're pretending to be from McDonald's. Yeah, I mean that's what they do, right? The Yes Men, they sort of they pose as different things, and they get into different events to present.
Wasn't there an episode of Futurama where they found a McDonald's burger and it was still in pristine condition?
Oh
yeah, but everyone knows that it never dies. I mean, there's bell jars that are still got
because
the
there's
shit
not
underneath
actually
it.
a whole lot of real food involved in it.
There's no genetic material whatsoever in a beef burger.
But that's the whole point about the Reburger. It's sort of like not only what they do is it's like, well, the effluent comes out. We capture the because only part, it's only partially digested. So that this whole idea was that they would use a chemical process to separate the feces from the undigested burger, and then just repackage it and put it back to people. It's just, you have to look it up. Look up the Yes Men Reburger.
Yeah, my wife just handed me a plate of spaghetti, which I'm now going to put in the microwave and eat a little bit later. Thank you, Kathy.
Are you serious?
It's so funny though, because even the students are like looking at what the fuck are these guys talking about? Because they actually think that they are McDonald's representatives, and of course, and when they come in, they hand out burgers to everybody, and so all these people are chewing on them, and then these guys do their presentation, and then they start gagging on their burgers. You know what I mean? They start throwing shit at them as well. It's really funny. You got to check it out.
It's like going for a barbecue at Jensen's house, and then he goes, "Yeah, my neighbor moved out the other day."
Yeah, unexpectedly.
Hey, you just up 6 to left. You want a pork pie?
Yeah.
God, I love a decent pork pie.
Nice Milton Mowbray.
But other than Boxing Day and Christmas, what other holidays you guys got over there? Anything else where you light shit on fire and blow stuff up?
Oh, we do that anytime.
Yeah.
But yeah, St. George's Day, you get that too, and St. Andrews and
if you live in a certain town not far from me, there's always the Sunderland's lost the FA Cup day where things get set on fire.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily, that's not really a national holiday, is it? That's just your own personal pleasure. It's just a localized. That's a regional thing.
I don't know. I think it's a day of national rejoicing whenever Sunderland lose because of the hissy fit they throw.
Nobody else knows what the fuck you're talking about.
I saw a story that was about Britain. So I guess supposedly, Cockney, the area where that slang comes from is actually being emptied out and pretty much turning into a shithole, and the language itself is dying off. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. No, it is. I've seen that article.
It's kind of a tragedy, really, because the accents and dialects are part of cultural heritage, and they shouldn't be allowed to die off. They should be preserved.
That's why he's a Geordie. I don't really have an accent because I've moved around a lot, but But yeah, I mean, yeah, regional accents. But it is, and it used to be. What was it? Cockney. You had to be born within the sound of Bow Bells.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, so it was a very specific area, and used to have the old, you know, pearly queens and kings and stuff like that.
Yep. And to be a Geordie, you've got to be born on the banks of the Tyne.
Ah, right, part of the Tyne.
Yep. And seeing as I'm in County Durham, I'm not a Geordie. Never claimed to be.
All right, okay, yeah. Well, actually, my mother's side comes from Durham.
Right?
Yeah, I think somewhere near Whitby. Between Whitby and Durham, anyway.
So what do they call you?
Right on the border with Yorkshire, then.
Oh yeah.
Batman, what do they call you lot if they don't call you Geordies, mate?
Well, if you come from there around Southern there,
mutants.
If you come from anywhere else, you're just like somebody I met in the street.
They call them cunts. That's what they do. Fucking cunts.
Cabbage? No, not related to you.
Oh, unnecessary but funny.
How large a group of people do you think are still speaking Cockney? Do you think it's actually really fading away that bad?
Right. I think it was 2011. The population in London was roughly about 80% white, and by 2016, it was only about 44% white.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, you got to remember that those people who, I mean, London's gone. It's totally gone. But the people who used to speak Cockney, it's not that they don't speak Cockney anymore. They've just moved. You know what I mean? So now, unfortunately, now you've got annoying Cockney wankers who are in my local pub, you know, and they've come out of London, taken all of the money from their ridiculously increased house prices, and they're fucking up house prices everywhere else, and they're moving out here. So now we just have obnoxious Cockneys, or even worse, Essex people.
Oh God,
yeah. Yeah, you can tell an Essex person because they've usually got a Labrador with them. Yeah, what they use it as a thinking brain dog.
But they think that. But the thing is, Essex people seem to pretend that they're Cockneys too. It's so weird.
Oh, they're not even.
In Jackson, he finds it sad that Welsh is dying out. The sheep aren't.
Yeah, they keep reproducing. I wonder why.
Your guys' island isn't that big, but you seem to hate everybody that's not in your own neighborhood.
No, it's friendly banter, mate.
It does feel like they hate each other, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's because you're Americans and you all think that everyone's got to be touchy-feely and nicey-nicey. We don't. You know, we work the opposite way.
Be polite and watch our language. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Which is, you know, but that's not how it works over here.
Totally.
In fact, that you can, the more you can insult somebody indicates the fact of how well you know them.
I think the typical teenage night in a pub is, I bet it's happened to Cabbage as well. Yeah. You're at the pub, you glance at this girl, and this big fucking gorilla walks over you. And, what are you looking at all that for? I'm not. And he'll stop, and they'll say, "What? You're not looking at all that? You're not good enough for you, like." And you go,
exactly. Yeah.
What you say? This guy's going to take you outside and pound your head in.
That's where you go. Hold on a sec. You finish your beer and you slam the glass against his forehead. Like, fuck it.
He blinks.
You guys just don't know how to do it right.
And then he blinks and then just pounds the shit out of you anyway.
Yeah. All of these things are completely accurate.
And I actually have had some guy come over to me, stare at me and say, "Look, so you call my pint a puff?"
You calling my pint a puff? I love
you're
that.
calling my beer gay? Is that what he fucking has?
That is cool. Now that's original. I've never heard that.
Are you calling my beer gay? You need to change.
Well, you know,
my beer gay.
Saturday nights, you know, they get interesting.
Yeah.
And you lot think that we're all passive.
But then try to kink shame me, boy. What?
Exactly.
But,
See, this is the problem. Americans see us, and they, in this sort of light of, I don't know, crumpets and Downton Abbey or something.
Yeah.
And then downtown, Rotherham, or like in the city centre on Piccadilly,
Americans seem to think
people are fighting over us.
yeah, if you come from England, you either speak like the Queen or a Cockney, or if you live outside of London, you've got a Yorkshire accent.
Yeah, that is what they think. It's funny as fuck. It really is.
And I think if you're outside of London, you're still living in Victorian times as well.
Well, no, the thing is, though, like, when you try to dispel these stereotypes, Cabbage isn't helping you. He drinks tea every fucking 10 minutes. He's got to get another glass of tea. He's not helping you guys out.
I don't drink tea in glasses, you idiot.
Yep.
A
glass of crockery and the mug. Fucking glass of tea. What the fuck kind of queer are you trying to make me out to be?
Gabby's there with a fucking little teapot and shit. Fucking yeah. That's better. That makes you look manly. Are you having a tea party, buddy?
You're a shy hook.
You're gonna
Fake
go.
News.
Whoa! No! Hold it!
Fake news.
What?
Yeah, that sounded weird.
Yeah,
that sounded all roboty.
Yeah. Sorry, just a sec, guys. The guy dressed up as the Mad Tea Hatter is taking the piss out of people drinking.
There you go.
Yeah, the irony in that.
Fuck off, Jensen. If you side of you
He's not the Mad Hatter. He's a sad twatter.
Sorry, misspelling.
Yes. There you
Batman,
are.
that's it. I'm sending more money to the Joker. He needs to fucking take your ass out.
All he does is spend it on whoopee cushions.
He's got that stupid flower that squirts you in the face too.
With acid.
Well, I will hear nothing against my tea drinking habits.
Your tea drinking pansy.
No.
Iron Britain, made in Scotland, from Sassenachs.
From Gerdas.
That's something that always makes me laugh. You know what a Sassenach actually is? It's a derogatory term that the Highlanders of Scotland use for the Lowlanders of Scotland. So the next time somebody from Edinburgh calls you a Sassenach, just turn around and say, well, so are you.
Good to know. Thank you.
Real quick, I checked the chat. My wife is in there, and she has your back, Cabby. She says tea is good. So
I drink it all day long.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. MADDS.
Yes.
I'm poking on Cabby, dude. I'm still gonna. I drink.
Tiger Lily's also on the side as well.
Yeah, well, some people have taste, other people are just Philistines.
well, some of us like hops and barley more than tea. But yeah.
Yes, but there's the thing. I can have both. I drink wine and I have tea. I drink beer and I have tea. I just always have tea. I just like tea. Fuck you.
I mean, I like coffee.
I'm not apologizing.
Yes, you are. You're trying to apologize for it right now, Cabby.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you to go fuck yourselves because I'm going to drink my tea no matter what. Yeah, there is never ever anything going to happen where I'm not going to drink tea.
I mean,
if I had to give up anything else,
say Cabbage, shut up.
Give up smoking. I would rather give up smoking than tea.
Yeah, I like coffee, but coffee doesn't quench your thirst. In fact, it makes you thirstier. If you want your thirst quenched, a nice hot cup of tea.
What?
Oh, come on! What's better than getting home?
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Never mind. Reality is not reality. It's all good.
What's better than getting home? Right. You get home, cold day, and you get home, you know, and you get inside your house, and the first thing you want to do is put the kettle on.
Yep.
Right? You want a nice hot cup of nice sweet tea.
No, actually, I just want a cup of hot tea.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I put one sugar in it. It's not sweet, but it's.
My wife drinks a lot of iced tea.
What were you saying? Reality is not real about.
Hmm?
What?
You said, okay, reality is not real.
No.
Yeah.
Sure you
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I was talking about tea. I said I like drinking hot tea. I didn't say anything about reality.
Yeah, I think you guys are hearing some weird shit.
I heard you right then.
I don't know, it's lagging or something.
But I know, since today's topic is all about pretty much England, what do you think about the changing demographics in your country? And I'll go ahead and start with
Don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
I mean, what would you think if it was happening in the United States?
Tell me how it isn't. It's
it is happening. It's just a Hispanic influence coming up across the border from the south. The whole West Coast is changing.
Yeah.
No, Tiger Lily, you're wrong. Beer does not enhance masculine toxicity. It enhances masculine falling down.
Yes.
And Brewers Drew.
Never had that.
It's all about dosage.
Yep.
Okay, that explains it. I'm not a beer drinker. I'd much prefer whiskey and stuff like that.
No, I can't do spirits anymore. I took the lining off my stomach when I was younger. I know, seriously. It just gives me indigestion.
Oh, man. He needs his heartburn pills.
Yeah, seriously. All I get is indigestion now from any spirits.
Well, no, and
the thing I take is port.
I do want to stick to the UK for the most part, but Tema, right? Like, because they had brought up, you know, what if it was happening there? Well, look at the West Coast, right? I mean, it is changing here.
Oh, well, California, you told me the last time California was anywhere near 50% white.
You know, you should be more worried about the outpouring of these liberal lunatics into other, you know, into other states, because Texas now is having trouble in Austin and places like that because of the outpouring. You know, the companies that are leaving California because of what a shithole it's become, what the liberals created. So now they're pouring out. That's your migration that you need to worry about. So those fuckers are going to destroy your local community anytime they fucking turn up on your doorstep. You know, and also they'll want some tax.
The California trend.
Well,
but what's happening in Europe and in the UK is something that we only used to read about in history books. You know, invading migratory populations.
Yeah, it was something we actually recognized in history books at one point.
Yeah. And now it's happening again.
Yeah, well, you know, George Santayana, those who don't learn from the past.
I don't know about Europe. Definitely won't happen in France because the French are just a bunch of pussies. But I strongly suspect in this country, if push comes to shove, there'll be an aggressive backlash.
Yeah.
Well, there will be.
I mean,
there will be, without a doubt.
People like Hindus and Sikhs in, right? People from what we used to call the Oriental peoples, and they come in and they try and adapt and acclimatize and become part of the country. You get people from Pakistan and Islamic countries in, and they form their own little Islamic countries within our country. This is not good.
Yeah,
I agree.
Oh, it's not.
Do you think this is
kind of washing with a lot of these other cultures too?
Yeah. Well, real quick, do you think this is kind of reversal of the past, where in the United States they were flipping out in New York over the Irish coming in, right, in droves and droves, and you had the National Party or whatever, the True American Party and shit like that rising up? Do you see something like that kind of backlash happening in the UK?
No, because you see, this is the difference. Even with the Irish going into America, right? Even with the Irish going into America, there was an ability to integrate because there was a shared kind of like fundamental mental, still you look, equivalent.
Civilization.
Yeah, it's not like, it's totally different though when you bring in something, like Islamic fundamentalists, or you're bringing in, Muslims. It's very, very different equation to bringing in. It'd be like, you brought in like a bunch of Spanish people, native Spanish people. I wouldn't find that a concern.
Well,
they'd probably be Catholic, but that's their problem.
To prop up your statement there. My part of the country, there's a lot of Italian families, and they're all due to the Second World War, because there was a lot of Italian prisoners of war stationed, kept up here, and they like the area so much that after the war they brought the families over.
There you go.
That's how my husband ended up in America. Was they were told all these horrible things about Americans were, going to eat their babies alive and all this shit, and then they get taken as prisoners of war, and they discover that the only real flaw Americans has is they think Hershey's is chocolate.
Yeah, the Americans make horrible chocolate.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Don't even get me started.
I think it's partially when you put them in with the boiling milk and start screaming.
That could be it. That could be.
Oh, that's Jensen's thing.
But then what happened? We ended up selling Cadbury's to them.
Yeah,
so that was a good fucking idea, wasn't it? And then, they promised they wouldn't. And then 6 months later, they laid up the plan. Yeah, there's your globalism.
You're cutting out a lot there, Mind Cabbage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
You're breaking up, Captain.
Okay, I'll have to come back again then.
You're not giving her all you got, Captain.
Yeah, that's written on a lot of toilet walls. Cabbage doesn't give it all he's got.
How dare you?
Go everywhere you
go.
But
but the thing is, and the chicks have got to be worth it.
Daring.
I use women, not chickens.
Chicken.
That's why Cabbage suffers from chicken.
Oh my God! Do not compare me with the ogre. I never go the ogre.
No, because we can have a reasonable conversation with you, Cabbage.
Part of the time.
Can you? Well.
No, I really do see a demographic shift happening with you guys over across the pond. And it's really quite worrisome because you're going to lose your own culture in the middle of this. You're going to have the influx of refugees come in and take over large sections. They're already doing that in cities like Manchester and London, right? And that's going to continue indefinitely, right?
You want to talk about a city that's been lost to us? You want to talk about Birmingham and pretty much
Birmingham was gone by the 70s.
That was long gone. Yeah, that was long gone by the days of.
I mean, how many comedians used to call Birmingham the white man's grave?
Well, then there's Bradford, aka Radistan.
Yeah, and Blackburn. Blackburn. It couldn't have been better named, could it?
Yeah, Londonistan. But let's face it, London has never been really part of England. It's always been like its own country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not of Great Britain. It makes sense that it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta go, guys. So it's time to cook for children. So anyway, I have to go.
Hold on, you're cooking children.
Go and cook the children.
Cook for the children, boys.
Oh, she's cooking for children.
Comprehension is key.
Not one.
Okay.
4 of them.
Okay. Well, it's 20 minutes per pound plus 20 minutes.
Not wrong.
Yes. Keep that in mind.
Let me read that one. Jensen says he's not wrong. I believe that.
Anyway.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you don't get any, I don't want you getting any stomach, squidgies.
So, Jensen, when you talk to a small child, do you offer it an apple? Say, let me see what this looks like in your mouth.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Bye, Teva.
Bye, Teva.
That's one way to make a mother run. Like talking about cooking children. Like,
I'm just checking you for the spit roast. Put this apple in your mouth.
luckily, it's bonfire night, so you know you can just walk outside and cook them.
There you go. Well, yeah. If you get hungry, you gotta have something.
Not all of the guys are actually made of straw and clothing. Just saying.
Mm?
No, see, I wish we had something like that here. Like, I want to burn a fucking straw fucking man, I guess.
Well, you do. You got the Wicker Man thing, haven't you? You got the Wicker Man.
Out in the middle of the desert. It's kind of
the bees!
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was a horrible film.
No, what's bad? Wasn't it?
The original was brilliant. I've got
yeah, but the second one though was it? What the hell was his name?
Nicolas Cage.
American actor. Nicolas Cage. Yeah, with the fucking beast. Jesus, whiny bitch.
I mean, the first one had Brit Eklund running about the pub with knee clothes on.
Well,
never a bad thing.
You can't knock that. But then again, that was back in the days when women could still have bush. You know, she was looking a little bit furry.
Yeah, well, that was back in the days when a woman could be fully clothed and still be sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you still like to not think it was that furry down there. You don't want, you know, fucking monkeys hanging out of it.
God,
and here we are back on the immigrants again.
I lost my train of thought. Somebody
you were in, say, let's say Brixton in London, which was like, one of the most renowned black neighbourhoods.
Yep.
You were in a pub in Brixton, and you told what was nowadays be construed a racist joke. You know what would happen?
They'd laugh.
Yeah, people would laugh because it's a joke.
Exactly, because they understand context.
Yeah.
They're not trying to take everything literally. Yeah, I know. It's a literal, this is one of the problems I think that we've adopted from America, because Americans do tend to be very literal. I've noticed that. So, you know, if they don't know you or whatever, they take everything very literally. It does take a while for them to, you know, get the humor. Get the double entendre, the inflections and things like that. So they tend to take it, if in doubt, they default to literal. And unfortunately, that doesn't work particularly well for the British sense of humor.
The pilot episode of Love Thy Neighbour, you can find the entire series on YouTube. And I watched a pilot episode recently. And the comments, people saying how racist it is. It isn't. I mean, the black couple, the black husband, he's got a better job than the white guy. He's more educated than the white guy. He's more successful than the white guy.
Yeah, but that's like, with Al Garner, with in Sickness and in Health. I mean, exactly. And, they took the piss out of him all the time. And so, but that's the whole point. Because, people want to take it literally, and so they can't see the humor in it because they don't have the ability to be subjective, right? To actually laugh at themselves because they see themselves as so important. And you find this with a lot of these fucking social justice warriors and, and all the people on the left who tend to be so fucking self-absorbed, they can't take a joke. They really can't, which is why, look what's happened to comedy. Samantha Bee, can you seriously tell me that's fucking comedy? Can you tell me who's that other worthless bitch who, going on about her vagina smelling like a barnyard or something?
Yeah, we don't talk about her.
Yeah, but Cabby, to be fair, we've known each other about 2 years now. In the very beginning, I did kind of take what you were saying fucking literal. It took a while before we knew each other well enough. I'm like, oh, he's just taking the fucking piss out of me.
Yeah. Oh well, it's not taking the piss, just having a bit of banter.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you are right on the nose there with the difference between American culture and English.
Yeah, it really is. It makes a big difference. I've noticed it in a lot of different situations. You know, different people that I've interacted with.
American walks into a bar and he sees his friend. He's, "Hey, how you doing, buddy?" Oh, an Englishman walks into a bar and sees his best friend. He goes, "Oh, you miserable cunt! What are you doing in here?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
get the fuck out! Like I told you to come here.
Yeah, that's one thing. The Australians are like us with it when it comes to humor.
Exactly. You know, you bring someone in and you say, "Oh, meet John. He's a bit of a cunt, but once you get to know him, he's all right." You know, I mean, that's and John or whoever won't care. He's just like, "Yeah, having a chuckle because you're in on the joke. It's just a joke. It's just people having fun." You know, it doesn't have to mean anything.
Well, no,
but everything's got to be so serious with these fucking social, you know, these social...
Real quick, Kelly, in the chat, Amanda Wolfchild's in there. MC sent her the link earlier, so she might jump
Amanda.
in.
Oh, that's good. Amanda, haven't seen you for ages, darling.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Amanda Wolfchild is brilliant.
She is. And she's a diva with knives. Don't fuck with her. She'll cut you.
I'll be back shortly. I've got to satisfy my English addiction.
Bring Amanda in. She grew up in the same place I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're a stalker, huh? You're hiding in her bushes right now, aren't you, Seth? No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm not. She grew up.
That's why he sounds muffled.
You know what, Cabbage? I will just fuck you, asshole. Sorry.
Hey.
You lost it. Yeah, you're mid thought. You lost it. But
triggered.
I did.
Triggered.
Well, no, leave it up to the English to have a holiday like fucking Guy Fawkes Day or Bonfire Night, whatever you want to call it, because it really does kind of reflect your culture as a whole. You know, fuck this guy. You try to blow up Parliament, we're gonna burn your effigy every year for 100 and 200 years. Like, fuck off, buddy.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Perfectly reasonable. Yes, burn the same guy over and over for 200 years. Or wait, 1606. Holy shit! Yeah, over 400.
It's been a while.
Man.
Yeah. Well, he was. Yeah, but he was a dick, so he deserves it.
Mad, you need to send Amanda the link because the one that MC sent doesn't work properly.
All right, I'm just gonna throw it in here and see if it works. If not, Amanda, I'll send it on Twitter to you. But there you go, it's in the chat. But yeah, no, like only you guys would hold a grudge for over 400 years. I'm just saying.
Fucking joking. We hold grudges for thousands of years. We're never fucking friends.
Honestly, Americans, you know, your history's only like you can stick it on the back of a stamp. We have plenty of history.
Older than your goddamn country, mate. I'm sorry, but 400 years is nothing to us.
We got yeast older than your country.
Fair enough. But we also sent you guys packing, so...
Yeah, but you didn't really. Because it was actually you sending... well, it was us sending ourselves packing. It was a civil war. I mean, you're still British.
What are you talking about? You guys ran away like little girls.
No, it was a British colony, you dickhead. You don't even realise what you were before you became what you are. No. It was a civil war. No. You don't understand. Yeah, but look, okay, if you want to believe that, it makes you feel safe and you can sleep at night. That's good.
I sleep at night.
But I suggest you do a little bit of history. Do a little bit of history, mate. It's good. It's good for the soul.
I love this Cabbage.
Jack in chat. Guy Fawkes Day is the best holiday. I don't think it's the best. I mean, we got some good ones. 4th of July, anybody? We blow up more shit than the British could. I mean, we're a bigger territory.
Hey!
Well, not if you got what you with your sparklers. Well, I'm blowing up bridges with my fucking. Right? Yeah. Well, you're sitting there drawing your name in the sky with a sparkler.
Okay, fair enough, Cabbage. You know you're a little bastard, right? I love you.
It's in the name. It's in the name.
Yeah, fair enough.
How you doing, memes? We're talking pretty much all about the UK tonight. They're lighting their whole country on fire, and we're watching the show.
Yeah. It's good. All we need is now. Actually, this would be good if we actually had another Fire of London. You know, I mean, like a celebration or something. Trouble is, they changed the fucking building standards after the Fire of London, so there's no wood. Everything's fucking brick and stone. And we shoot on our own shoes there.
Memes, how you doing, you scaly bastard? Nothing?
I'm guessing he's having issues.
He's blanking you.
I think
no, he's dissing you, man. He's dissing you. He's dissing you.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a talk to the hand, man. That's what it is.
Oh, and then he leaves. Yeah,
look at that. You see, that's kiss my ass territory.
I think he's poking in the butt, jerk. Kidding.
Wait a minute. Did you just say you want another Fire of London? So in other words, you're saying fuck Guy Fawkes because he tried to blow up Parliament. But on the other hand, you're like, hey, let's burn down Parliament.
Well, no. The one that I really don't want to see destruction of property because I mean, especially not Parliament. It's a beautiful building. Yeah, we have beautiful property. Why would we want to blow it up? It's a very silly idea. No. Don't destroy the property. Just get the fuckers out that are in it. That's all that really needs to happen. It's not the building.
Memes is
the building did nothing wrong. Okay.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't do nothing wrong. Don't blow it up. Leave the building alone. Just deal with the people who are in the building.
Chemical weapons, not nukes.
Yes, I mean, possibly a neutron bomb. I mean, I hear that they're effective. I don't know. I haven't seen the tests, but
God damn it, memes, get it together.
Memes is having a moment. Memes is having a moment.
Anyway, I'm going to have to head off, people. You guys look after yourself. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, chap.
All right, man.
Take care of you. Everybody. Sleep well.
Yeah, cheers, man. Bye-bye.
Yeah, if you guys can keep the conversation going, I'm going to go ahead and just DM Amanda the link in Twitter. So,
Well, just stick it in the chat.
Okay, so what news stories are we not caught up on?
Well, we haven't done any news at the moment. We just talked about November the 5th, and the whole idea of blowing shit up.
All right. So, what do you think? Do you think the Republicans are going to win the House, or do you think it's going to be the Democrats?
No, I think the Republicans are going to win it. I mean, if they come out, I hope they don't get decadent because they think they've got to win, because they are being told that they're going to win. If they come out, I really do think it will be a red wave. I don't think it's going to be a blue wave.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a blue splash.
Nah, I don't even think it's that. It's not even a splatter. It's not even like, dribble off the end of the penis.
Not even a blue splash, just a little blue fucking trickle.
Seriously.
That was something to come back to, wasn't
it? It's not even it's not even the dregs. I really don't see it.
What's happening? Who's done it?
Well, about the tomorrow you got the big the election, the whole the idea of this blue wave that the Democrats promoted. I can't see it happening, and I see more people who seem to be going more Republican, and I certainly see even if people aren't becoming Republican, I think that they're amazingly disillusioned with the Democratic Party, so that will leave a hole there.
I like waves.
Right,
It's going to be
that the left go to, the further right they're pushing the average man on the street.
That's what I mean. They're just pissing everyone off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing because of the identity politics. They basically, because of identity politics, have pissed everyone off at some point. They have to, right? Because they can't agree with everyone all the time. So they have to just keep pissing off their own base.
Well,
they're more. They're absolutely fucking dickheads. They don't get it.
Well, that's the thing. It just kind of unwinds itself.
Yeah. Exactly. It becomes self-defeating. It's futile.
It's the same with any extremist ideology. They end up destroying themselves because they're not balanced.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Well, let's put it this.
Well, I hope.
Let's put it this way. It shoved me so far that I voted for a Republican for governor in Oregon, and I usually great libertarian. So
it's got to tell you something when you got some little spineless twat like Tim Pool, who's even willing to say that he's not going to vote Democrat. He won't vote Republican because obviously he doesn't have a fucking spine, so he's not going to actually stand up for anything. But you know,
wow, that kid he's a fucking wimp.
Yeah, he's a total fucking. He is the ultimate cuck. I mean, look at him. I mean, look at him, right? He looks like a penis with his fucking silly little beanie hat.
Oh, I liked him.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah,
only because he tries to explain it on why.
Into you.
Amanda, check Twitter, Amanda. I've just posted another link for you. Just
I mean, should I send him the link?
What do you mean? How many people have got to send Amanda this fucking link? It's only bloody
I was talking about Tim
URL. This is not exactly a brain
tiny ass channel.
To be fair, he's already live streaming with like 2,500, 3,000 people right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really doubt that Tim Pool would deal with.
We shouldn't send it. He's busy. No. But here's the thing: nothing ventured, nothing gained. Sometimes you just gotta throw it out there.
Not doing shit. No, Tim Pool isn't doing shit. No, look, this is why he just pumps out like 8-10 stories a day. The guy.
Well, he's got a feasible business model.
He looks like a circumcised penis.
Okay, and if he can put out like 50K views a day, that's $500 a day potentially.
Well, that's fine. So he's making an income. It doesn't make him a viable human being. It just makes him, somebody who can make money.
He's a source. Yes.
Right? He's a source of what?
He's a conduit.
He doesn't. What do you mean? He does nothing.
He puts information out there, and he's a human being.
He goes out and he says,
"People like human beings, Captain."
He agrees with this, but of course they do. And people like human beings that put their cats on videos and put little socks on them and shit like that because people are fucking retarded.
It's not divisive or extreme. It's not overly exciting, but
I'm talking about something substantive, and he doesn't provide anything substantive. Okay, he looks like a little cock, and then all he does, he looks like a cock, and he acts like a cuck.
He reminds me of Owen Jones. He reminds me of Owen Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Only not as masculine.
Yes, that is a good. Yeah, that's exactly it. Actually, Owen Jones. He is very much an Owen Jones character.
Yes, he is very much Owen Jones, but I think Tim Pool could fight a little bit better than Owen.
No. I think
Owen could punch himself out of a wet paper bag.
You can never underestimate anybody. No, but here's the thing. I heard a bunch of ad homs, and then Tim Pool is wishy-washy. That's what I heard.
That's what you chose to hear.
Owen Jones
he's a fucking wimp.
Owen Jones is more of a man than Tim Pool.
He's been on war zones.
He's had more of a man up him anyway.
I would slap both of them.
Yeah, with his little beanie hat.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck him.
So, okay, maybe he's not very divisive. Maybe he's not quite like a kill stream as far as entertainment goes or initial profitability, but it's like, all right, you're doing something high risk. You can get big payouts, but it's more risky. What Tim's doing, his YouTube channel's probably pretty safe, but I mean, he's not going to have explosive growth. He's going to like stand the test of time as long as he's doing the same thing and like modifying as necessary.
But that's the thing. No, he's stale. He's neutered. He's neutered. The guy has no opinion. Yeah. He always says, if, but, maybe, if only, da da da. He always fucking skates around an issue. He doesn't actually stand for anything. That's why I say he's a spineless cunt. You know, he doesn't have any substantive element. He needs Viagra. You know, the penis needs a Viagra.
Yeah, but
he needs to get himself.
Cabbage, it wouldn't work. Viagra doesn't work on vaginas.
Well, there you go. And he probably has had a pussy hat in his time.
He is a pussy hat.
Yeah.
You guys are
He's got his
mean.
little fucking beanie.
Whoa. Here's the thing. Like,
real quick, meme. Because I'm not necessarily as mean as these guys. I do watch Tim Pool, and for the simple reason that he doesn't necessarily have an opinion. Therefore, I can gather the information, and then I can make up my own opinion. Because you know me, I always have a fucking opinion. I always pick a side. So it's nice to have people that don't, so you can gather the correct information.
Yeah, well, that's fine if they just give you the information. But when they're trying to,
can I please control my own stream?
It's not your stream.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you tried. It was clever, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Tried a little switcheroo there, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Amanda. Finally,
Hey!
Amanda managed to finally click a link. Well done,
No,
Amanda.
it's not. My phone is retarded apparently, so I had to get the laptop going. So now you get to see me on the retarded laptop.
Oh.
So what you're saying is your phone can't play Diablo Immortal?
My phone doesn't play games anyway.
I just said anything similar to that.
A simpler world.
Not really simpler. I use my phone to fuck with people on Twitter.
Well, that's good use of data and time.
It's the best use of data and time. Try turning up my phone.
For a tweet I put up earlier on today. I said that Theresa May is far more of a traitor than Kim Philby ever was.
Yeah, fucking A, mate. And you know what? You're absolutely bang on with that.
Who is
Brits and your people I don't know.
Kim Philby was a Soviet spy.
Yeah, he was a double agent. He
Yeah.
was from Cambridge. Yeah,
Right,
he was a McLean and Philby.
Burgess and McLean and Anthony Foote as well, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. There was a group of them. Yeah, all a bunch of little commies.
That weird story of that guy that was like on a beach with numbers in his pockets or something was probably a spy too, huh? That happened in England. Somewhere around y'all.
Oh yeah, that was fucking weird. They didn't even know his name.
Yeah. Knew nothing about him. He had like a page ripped out from a book in his pocket with something numbers written on it or something. And they found the book that he ripped it out of owned by some other chick that had no connection to him. It was all really weird. He's probably a spy.
Maybe he just really liked the girl at the library.
Seems a little bit elaborate. I mean, I could understand that in the 1970s, but if that's a modern day thing. Oh, right. Oh, well, okay, in the 70s.
Well,
right.
She does have a point. I mean, there's been a few high-level espionage style assassinations in the country, like the Bulgarian assassination with the James Bond type umbrella.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, come on, now we still had that recently with the
polonium.
What was his name? Yeah, the polonium, exactly. We've had that, and then the most recent one with that.
But the other one was plutonium.
The father and daughter who ended up, dead on a park bench together.
Yeah,
no, they didn't die. I think one of them survived, didn't they?
You don't see that sort of stuff from the United States. Either it doesn't happen there, or they're a lot better at keeping it quiet.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's not
a
trying
joke
hard
here. Hillary Clinton suicides people every other day.
That's not a factual statement.
Oh,
I believe
my hyperbole.
Oh,
I'm a lefty. Sorry.
I choose to believe the wolf child.
Yeah,
Wait. The statement she suicides people every other day is not a factual statement.
No, I said pardon my hyperbole.
Oh,
Amanda, it does depend on the availability of railroad tracks.
Well, no, real quick. Look at how many people in Arkansas connected with the Clintons that ended up dead. Look at Seth Rich. You're telling me she had nothing to do with that whatsoever? This is a robbery.
Mad, that's because Stargate is real and Hillary Clinton is a go old.
What? I don't know what those things are. I get the Stargate, but I don't understand the rest. But all I'm saying is, I'm no.
You are not a Stargate fan.
I am not a Stargate fan. That is a factual statement. But
get out of here.
No. That's all I'm saying is we're pattern recognition creatures. That is all.
Yeah.
Are we?
This is why people see
when
the
did that happen?
when it's just a bunch of fucking hills.
Since we have color in our vision because
I know. I'm joking with you, you dick.
I know.
Apparently, it comes from being able to tell which branches you can actually grab a hold of to swing on and which ones are going to smack you in the face.
No, yeah.
Which one's going to hold you?
Hey, again, in the face.
Oh yeah, I mean pattern recognition comes in many forms, but it originates in the color.
Yeah, we've all done that thing when we were kids. Yeah, lying on a playing field, looking up the summer sky and seeing castles and shit in the clouds.
Yeah, I like castles. No. We look at these things in all different ways, and it's like depending on your perception, you perceive things differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I was a little kid, the game we played was we'd see a white car, and then we'd see another one drive by, and we'd assume that they were following us, and we would run and hide.
Well, yeah, because it was in a sequence. You just saw a bunch of white car. Oh, they must be in a group. Something's going on. What are those guys doing? And you know what? Sometimes that's accurate.
From your drug addict mother.
It could be delusional. It could be delusional.
Delusional
paranoia.
Like I said, these crazy conspiracy nuts, they see a picture of Mars, they see a bunch of shadows, and to them, they just spotted a fucking ruined city.
Well, yeah, it's like the face on, face on Mars and stuff like that. Few shadows. Anyone can read anything into anything. Smear on a window, and next thing you know, it's fucking Jesus is coming back again. Who the fuck knows?
You saw that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, I take it, but that is an excellent show.
They actually 3D modeled the face on Mars and showed it at different angles, and it's just hills.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. There's people talking shit on the internet. There's a lot of people on the internet with way too much time. I mean, think about it, right? People like PewDiePie. You got all these people on the internet who are making money out of basically just not living. No productivity. In terms of actual production, I mean, producing a lot of stuff, I guess, but nothing of actual tangible value. And then we wonder why, it's all going to wank.
Yep.
Because the industries now are not about actually producing anything. It's, tangible. It's just...
We're about time sinks.
Cabbage.
It's like we are here now talking absolute bollocks, about nothing, and it could be monetized by someone. I don't know who.
When we were kids, Western civilization, like the 70s and even the 80s, it was outward looking, like the space race.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're just sitting here looking internally.
It is. It's people picking. It's picking your fucking belly fluff. You know what I mean? We got to the point now where it's basically, it's just weird. It's very strange.
Yeah, we are now what the communists always accuse us of. We're decadent.
Man, we were kids.
Oh no, we're beyond decadent. We've gone to hedonism. I mean, this is the reason that you got the fucking furries and these other freakanoids that are out there.
Oh, the other.
The furries and shit could easily be explained if you check out the Mouse Utopia experiments and notice that all this shit happens mainly in major cities.
Overpopulation.
Yeah.
Not always.
Mainly, you see this stuff in major cities, and that's where it begins most. Like, this isn't beginning in rural towns. There's not a movement of this kind of shit in rural America. Rural anywhere.
It's a degree of stress which...
No, it's not. It's about the fact that you've got nobody knows anybody,
Yes,
right? Nobody knows their neighbors. Nobody knows anything, and so people get into weird little groups, and they get into these little, affiliations and stuff like that, and they've all got their weird quirks or whatever. Then they find a particular quirk that they share, and next thing you know, you end up with furries.
Garbage, you're partially right. That's part of the answer. Amanda's supplied another part of the answer. There's probably another few people the answer.
Well, see, I would have blamed Sonic.
That with the upper class back in the 17th and the 18th centuries as well, and even the 19th century, like the Hellfire Club, for instance.
Yeah, but no, the thing was, but back then, they used to have mask balls and things like that. I mean, hell, even when I was younger, we used to have, the fancy dress balls, right? People would come and, or fancy dress parties. And people would come in fancy dress, but the whole point was, it was for one night. It wasn't like you were meant to be making it a fucking lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Did you have fun at those balls?
Yeah, of course, because
the ball memes. Be nice to Cabbage.
He said he went to such places. I assumed he did it more than once.
Yeah,
I went to plenty of different fancy dresses, dressed up as different things. But I mean, the thing is that they were designed for one purpose and one purpose. It wasn't like, it's not like Eyes Wide Shut or any kind of fucking weird cult bullshit or anyone trying to turn themselves into a furry.
I have to completely derail this real quick. Sorry, Batman. But I love that you, British people say fancy dress instead of costumes. That's fucking great. It sounds hilarious. I'm picturing you in fancy dresses when you say this. I think
yeah, some people did.
Oh, seriously. I mean, it's like Vickers and Tarts parties, right? You remember those, right?
Yeah. Your girlfriend gets dressed up as Vicky, you get dressed up as a tart.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, we don't have those parties here.
And Amanda, with that voice, you can interrupt me anytime you want.
We had those for years. Oh, yeah, Vickers and Tarts. You don't see them anymore, but they used to be pretty common thing. It was just some of them.
Here's another one for you, fancy dress parties, as the Americans call them, costume parties. We used to have them at my comprehensive every year. There's more than once I went dressed as an SS officer. Nobody batted an eyelid.
Exactly. I went in full fucking Nazi regalia to a school event. And I was doing a skit on stage.
Of course
I did.
you did.
But it was for a skit on stage.
Okay.
We had to do skits.
No, number one. Does that statement from Cabbage surprise anyone?
yeah, but I wasn't playing Hitler.
No. Number two. We must remember Prince Harry did actually attire such a costume, something similar.
Yeah, there's no wrong.
So
with
there
it.
is. I mean, if you're gonna be fair,
come on.
It was a
When is it
skit.
wrong to make fun of Nazis? When did this become wrong?
Exactly. But why are we not allowed to take the piss out of Nazis? I mean, surely of all the people you could be able to take the piss out of, it would be Nazis, right?
We're supposed to take the piss out of Nazis. I'll dress like one and flip the finger at everybody. I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Hey, what about Freddie Starr when he used to do Hitler?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You couldn't get away with that now. People, you're promoting fascism. And for you American guys, I'm going to share this.
Dude, my parrot's a fucking Nazi. The little bastard goose steps everywhere he goes.
There you go. Freddie Starr in his Hitler outfit.
And I was in a full black outfit. Actually, I was in a full SS uniform. It even had the death head skull on it.
Yeah.
So real quick, memes.
It came out of the costume department.
Memes. Jacob and I have decided your fate. Since you like anime, you have to go. You could either be deported to Iran, or we could just take you out back in the tool shed and shoot you. And if you get the reference, Cabby, 10 points.
I straight up have a Naruto Hiraara. Love anime.
Yes.
What's your issue with anime?
Old Yeller.
All right, we're gonna get a lot of that.
Tried Old Yeller.
Amanda, can you say that Japanese word again, please?
Hiraara.
Oh, God,
The ninja headband.
You see, he's putting that on his phone and he's going to wank to it later.
Yep.
You do realize that all you're doing is you're feeding his masturbatory tendencies. Stop it.
I thought that was what he did.
If you want rice material, hiraata is not the word guys used to love. It was always onigai senpai.
I remember when like
he just finished.
Say that to me. It was a little Korean, but yeah. What?
Yeah, little teenage boys loved that when I was a little teenage girl. Just saying.
Yeah, and to answer Jacob and Mad Dodge's question, to be fair, after seeing the episode of Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown, I feel like I could actually go and live in Iran just because it's like, dude, the food looks so good.
Well, if,
so you're taking.
Well, I tell you what, go do it.
Right.
I tell you what. You see, this is the whole point. This is what the whole thing about diversity is. It's all about the fucking food, right? Because they always say, well, you know, we invite all these people and we get, we get some nice takeaways and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, fine, you get nice takeaways, and then somebody blows shit up. But yeah, you want to go over based on cuisine? Good luck to you.
Hey, everybody loves food.
Yeah, everyone loves food. Apparently they also, but also other people have different value systems.
These are things that need to be hammered out between good people. So food cuts across all of humanity.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I'd love to see you go to Iran. I want to see how short that fucking that documentary becomes.
Cabbage, to be honest, from what I'm hearing there, give it a while, and you might want to go to Iran because the general people, are trying to get rid of the Muslim fucking religious.
No, I think that's what I've heard, but I don't believe that that's really the case. I think that's again, like they did with the Shah of Iran. They tried to do an overthrow. So I think they're presenting it to the West that way. I'm not sure how it is.
Could be. To be fair, Cabbage, back in 2013, there were a lot of uprisings in Iran, and they were calling out to the states like President Obama. Some folks were saying, "Help us!" And
some were, but they're very few and far between.
Yeah, Obama wouldn't help them because he's a Muslim.
Well, there you go.
Cabbage. They didn't get rid of the Shah. The British and the French got rid of the Shah because they thought if we could put the Ayatollah, we'd get their oil.
No, we put in the Shah. We were the ones who wanted the Shah there. The Ayatollah was the one who threw out the Shah, and the Shah was doing all of our bidding. It was the Ayatollah that caused the fucking
no, the Shah was actually not doing all because he wanted to modernize his country, and to do that, he couldn't. That means going against the West.
I know, he knew which side his bread was buttered. That's the reason he got overthrown.
I don't care if there's a chicken tornado over there and we'll have conquered them all. They'll get fat on that shit. Chicken tornado is delicious.
So first off, hi MC and Cabbage and Batman. Are you saying you have different perspectives on whom certain individuals may have been more preferential to?
What?
More than likely.
Okay.
Well, you think you're smart?
People have different opinions?
Yeah, no, it's because when he starts this bullshit thing with, so what you're saying is, he does his fucking Kathy Newman horseshit.
I'm attempting
to you.
Yeah, well, look, I tell you what, just try and be a human being. Hey? Well, of course I do, because I've thought of them. Why wouldn't I?
No, you haven't. You can tell by your jokes.
But they're original, you see. They're not. I'm just not quoting somebody else's fucking old baked up joke.
I've heard all your jokes before, and they weren't yours.
Only Cabbage can understand Batman when he starts talking that fast.
Now you see,
pretty close.
By the way, you see, he's bringing up old Les Dawson jokes.
Say hi to Louis for me.
Cabbage, you are an old Les Dawson joke.
Well, I just need to raise my bosom.
Oh, I like steak.
Louis.
No one cares.
Louis Farrakhan.
Anyway, what about Louis Farrakhan?
I like pie.
Oh no, I talked to some folks that.
Yeah, I like that. It's like fucking. It's like seriously. It's like talking to Forrest Gump. Jeez.
Oh no, I was just jacking around. I wasn't trying to be mean.
It's
No,
a
don't be
very
mean.
low
You're being honest.
resolution representation.
It's very easy to actually see it. That's the problem, you see. It's so blatant. Anyway, Amanda, so long since I've seen you. And where is Day? What has happened to Day?
Day is too busy. I'm so mad. Roy stole my bitch. She's busy smoking Roy's bowl and she'd be over here in my bed.
Yeah, Day used to
She should be up in your. She should be up in your chuff instead of smoking a pole.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Okay. All right.
Day is my babe.
Interesting image. I like the image. Still disturbing.
Oh, the day.
Day is dead. Day.
Yeah, Day is dead. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, big, beautiful, big-eyed Day.
Oh, I thought she was moving to Boston or something.
No, she's moving to like England with Roy.
Yes, we're
she doesn't-
getting hotness.
They're getting married.
Yeah. So what we do is once she moves here, we kidnap her and don't tell Roy where she is. We can have her for ourselves.
Exactly. Only you gotta call me because she belongs to me.
Yeah.
I thought you belonged to
Wait, this sounds like human smuggling.
Hang on, she blocked you. Are you kidding me? She blocked you.
No, didn't block me.
Oh, okay. Good.
No, Roy is cock blocking me, but she didn't block me.
Oh, I see. Right.
Have a go.
Okay.
I don't care, damn it.
But really,
You're being very weird now.
you guys are getting some more Americans over there. Hopefully, we can contaminate your culture. That'll be great.
Well, let's
Already
face
done enough
it, American
contamination.
culture is just contaminated English culture anyway, so
We put it in the freaking hair dye.
Just send them chicken tornado.
Wait, I thought it was in the bleach.
No, we drink the bleach.
No, you don't drink it. You put it on your hair.
You put bleach in your hair?
Well, if you're gonna dye it, right?
No.
Your hair's dark.
What kind of bleach are we talking here? Like, no, don't do it.
The stuff that
It's
comes from
hydrogen
atomic.
peroxide, usually.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My brother, he tried to do that when he was young and dumb, put actual bleach in his hair. Do not do this.
No, it says do not drink. Do not put it on scalp. That sounded weird coming out of my mouth.
Did you ever read it where it says that it's caustic and then wash your hands after if you spill it?
Hey, I learned that you don't leave it in your hair for 3 hours. Your hair goes from like brown to like brown to blonde to gold to then platinum.
To falling out in your hand.
Went through 2 layers
What
of
the fuck
super
are you
stain.
fags talking about? What the fuck
He's
are you
explaining his transition from being
hairdressing
furry
now.
to a scaly.
Yeah, he's explaining.
No, this was a super saiyan
well,
transformation.
from scaly.
No, it was a saiyan. We have to be precise in our
Right,
language.
so scaly to queer. All right. So now he's gonna what? Bleach his fucking scales or something. Jeez.
What? No, we're talking
This
about
is
hair
what he is.
cabbage. Stop being weird.
Fucking iguana coming out. What the- I'm not being weird. You're the one who's talking shite.
How drunk is everybody right now?
I live in Massachusetts.
I live in Massachusetts. You can identify a state.
I'm not drunk. I'm just wondering how drunk other people are. I was thinking how drunk are other people. How drunk do you?
Oh no,
He's
cabbage.
talking about-
What if we had a meter for other folks so you could actually see how drunk they were?
What if we could?
Like a
what
status
if?
condition.
Yeah, what if? Yeah, what if? Yeah. All right, what if?
Would
What about?
would that fill in some blanks?
No, it wouldn't, because it means nothing. It's just bollocks. It's just noise thing.
You can't deny data.
Huh? No, there's no data though, is there? Because it doesn't exist, so there's nothing. Freak.
Okay, well, we were talking about Guy Fawkes today. There's also a certain movie that I fucking love, V for Vendetta. What do you think about that movie, Gabby? I'm pretty sure you like that movie, right?
Yeah, I love it. I do.
Very good movie.
Yeah,
It
is.
parts of it
In fact, I've got it chalked up at the moment. In fact, at the moment, I'm at 43 minutes through it before I came onto the stream.
Nice.
How very appropriate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is the 5th of November after all.
Yep.
Remember.
Yes,
it was a good movie.
It
was a great movie.
It's one of the few movies that is actually quite.
Well, I don't know. People say it is a great bit, but some of the fucking the acting is pretty wooden. What's her name? The woman who plays Evie.
Yeah, she didn't do very good, Evie.
Natalie.
No, it was. Yeah, Natalie Portman. The beginning bit, she gets better as the film goes on, but at the beginning, when she first meets Lee, and then it kind of improves. But
she
when
becomes
you look
more
at
of an hostile state, so Cabbage finds the movie more appealing.
No,
I just mean that.
It becomes more acceptable because she's in a shocked state as she's kidnapped and tortured.
No, I'm just thinking like the part where she's first there and he's making breakfast for her, and it is just so hammy, the acting. I mean, the cuts are just so bad. I mean, there are some really bad parts of the film. They really are. And, the acting just looks so wooden. It's literally like you're watching a rehearsal.
You know what?
Not...
Yeah, but Cabby, you know what's hilarious? In that kitchen scene, what he's cooking, I used to have that all the time as a kid. My freaking mom and my neighbor would make that, where you cut the whole bread. And, I was like, oh, my God, I ate that all the time. We called that a brick wall or whatever is what we called it.
Well, it's, egg in a basket. That's, we used to have that too.
I never had that, but we did do shit on a shingle.
Well, actually, though, having said that, you didn't cut a hole in a piece of bread. What you used to do was use the back of a soup spoon, and you just make an imprint in the spoon. You press it down into the bread. You fry the bread up on one side, and turn it over. Then you press it in, and then you crack the egg into the imprint.
Oh no! Yeah, we actually cut a hole out and then cracked the egg into it, and then flipped it and flipped it over. Yeah.
Excessive effort.
What's your favorite part of that movie? Mine would be the speech, and you have to know what speech I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think that's everyone's favorite.
My favorite's when they blow
you feel how I feel.
What are you talking about? I like the explosion.
I do like that quote. People shouldn't be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
Yes. Actually, I was thinking of the first speech, but that's mainly because I know that one mostly by heart. I'd forget it if I tried to do it now, but I used to know it all the way by heart.
Well, do you feel how I feel?
No,
that's really
other one.
That's the sort of crux of it. Is do you feel how I feel? Do you see the corruption? Do you see?
I don't know. I like the other one. The who is but the form following the function of what, and what I am is a man and a man.
Oh, right. Oh, the original. Okay, yeah. When he meets Evie, that's the original. Well, I posted all three of them into the.
I've heard people saying it's a classic British film, yet no, it isn't, because the actual story which it's taken from was written by Americans, I believe.
Yes, it's a graphic novel. It's a very good graphic novel.
Yeah, it was.
But whoever did it, they actually did capture British spirit.
Oh yeah, but it was written in conjunction with, I mean, that's the thing. It's not like, I mean, the people with the names on it aren't just the people who kind of contributed to it.
Isn't that pretty brilliant too? How he sends all the masks in ahead of time. And they're like, oh, those are props. Put them right there by the stage.
Yeah, exactly.
The first one that turns up, the security forces nab him, and the rest of them. There's another one, then another one.
Yeah, I think they should have kept it how it was in the graphic novel, though, with Prothero, with the voice of fate. It should have been a radio show. It shouldn't have been TV.
Yeah, but I think they had to keep it sort of current, and I'm not sure that it would have made much sense to that.
Well, that was part of the dystopianness, I thought. Like, they're in a world that's kind of going to shit right now. Like, they even tell you in the movie how terrible things are in every other country. it was kind of like they were banned from TV the way I read it in the graphic novel. Like, just nobody watches TV anymore.
That would make more sense.
Radio.
Well, the problem with that is the reason you don't want to listen to radio is radio is a thinking medium, and you don't want the populace thinking. They do use television for that very reason.
Yeah, but what I'm meaning is, but I'm saying for the production value, like to actually get. I'm not sure how that would come across on screen because it was a movie. Don't forget. So unless you just want to have something focused on an old gramophone or something, I'm not sure how that would really work.
Yeah, there's another film which.
That's why the.
Well, it seemed like to me that they went kind of the route where it was almost like the dude was kind of like a O'Reilly type figure, where he's just yelling and fucking whipping out, right? Like it almost seemed like a British O'Reilly.
But don't forget, Prothero gets killed off. Prothero gets killed off very soon in the film. I mean, he's the first death in the film, I think, apart from the the guys that he deals with to help Evie. The first person to get killed is Prothero.
Yeah,
I think there's an element of shtick to it.
I think he was also the first one in the graphic novel, but that was more for a reason. He was silencing the voice of fate and, destabilizing the people.
Do you think he should have killed the doctor? I almost feel like he should have forgave her and let her live, but he doesn't. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
And she was waiting to die. Him killing her was more.
It was a mercy killing. Yeah.
She was having trouble living with what she did.
I forget that part. Did we actually see him kill her, or was it more of just heavily implied?
No, he said it.
Yeah, he says, you're already dead. You already poisoned her.
Yeah, you don't see the injection or whatnot, but they do have that conversation as she's dying, and he leaves the flower with her. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I really like the part where they blew up the Old Bailey, but then again, that was just fucking great. All the fucking speakers turn on and they play fucking what song is that?
1812 Overture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way he timed the explosions.
Yeah, that was.
And also, of course, the fireworks going off into the V formation. So that's nice.
John Hurt's character was basically supposed to be like a British Hitler, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, that's what I really liked about that. I mean, of all the casting that they could have done that was absolutely perfect, was they took the guy who played, Winston Smith from 1984 and then placed him as the Chancellor of, as the exact antithesis of what he was in 1984.
Oh, yeah. And it just shows
that was beautiful.
Nice.
It was beautiful.
They could have made it clearer that V had convinced that second-in-command guy to kill the president without him having to say it, though. Like, he didn't have to say it in the graphic novel, and I wish it wasn't just a conversation between them in the movie.
It seems that sometimes, novel writers, the graphic novel writers, have a higher opinion of the intellect of their audience than movie writers.
Well, that's because of the medium. I mean, it's just a matter of how you can express things differently and how people are the kind of visual type of creatures that we exist as more than anything else. That's why you end up with sometimes dialogue that, takes place in a movie that doesn't necessarily take place in medium. Because when you're looking at a movie, let's be perfectly frank, most people are just sitting there and they're not even thinking, they're just watching.
Is anybody else having difficulty hearing MC?
Yeah, he's a little quiet, but I can make him out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, but they could have done that with this part in the movie. Like, all they had to do was show the background of I forget what the dude's name is, the spider guy. All they had to do was show a little more background of what he's doing behind the scenes. They don't show anything of him, really. They're just focused dead in on V the whole time, so they have to make V say it to him. They can't just have him go and have his security people that are close to him kill him in the background because nobody will know what's going on.
Yeah, that is one of the big differences between like reading something and actually seeing it. You've got to explain a lot more.
But you see, the one thing I really like about V for Vendetta is that you can't do a V for Vendetta 2. I mean, not realistically.
No.
Somebody could technically do it, but it would be fucking retarded. Because the story ends with the guy actually, on the train going, to be.
I don't know. I mean, again, back to the graphic novel, they do kind of allude to that in the end of the movie, that the way it ends,
it wouldn't work.
Takes up the map.
But it's going to be W for what?
Yeah, it wouldn't work. It really wouldn't work.
Yeah. I like another film that kind of in this genre. Obviously, he's done differently. He's Demolition Man, because it's still in future, but
that was a good film.
It's a lot more pleasant on the surface, but it's exactly the kind of future which SJWs want for us.
Yes, I've pointed that out before, that we're going to end up with them little friggin' boxes giving us violations of the morality contract or whatever, and I'm going to be cussing at them like crazy.
No, I'm going to be living in the sewers with Dennis Leary.
Wait, so our all Nintendos are going to turn into our parking attendants?
Well, as long as it doesn't end up like Fifth Element,
say nothing.
They start turning my cigarettes into entire filters, with just a little bit of fucking cigarette, then I'll be okay.
Cigarette in the Demolition Man universe. They're not allowed.
Or alcohol. Or sex.
Yeah.
Or meat.
Or meat.
Or kissing.
Is this audio better?
Yes.
That's much better.
I mean, Christ, I know what America's like now. How could that future happen in the United States? I mean, taking away their meat?
Yeah, no, that won't happen in Texas.
It couldn't happen over here, neither. It could happen down south, probably, but not up here.
What you're going to see, I think, in the United States is a self-destruction within the military itself. You're going to see a conflict happen due to the corruption.
We could also see the breaking up of the union.
And that could very well happen with the corruption of the federal government.
That would mean a lot of little border conflicts and wars in the northern. Yeah.
Well, there'll be a lot of little enclaves, but there'll be the enclaves with the survivors of the war.
It would look kind of, not exactly, but kind of similar to that TV show Revolution. There would most definitely be a Texas militia taking care of Texas.
Well, you'd have little militias taking care of each state, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Like, if you watch that show Revolution, it was kind of, there was a few little militias, and they were taking up a lot of states. Like, they weren't just sticking to their state. It was pretty much stronger states took over.
Well, what you would see is, first of all, there'd be a large central area that for all intents and purposes would be dominated by Texas.
Yes. Okay.
That would include their border states of Oklahoma, Kansas, Louisiana, all right, possibly parts of Arkansas.
Yeah, we're probably getting Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Texas is the balls of America, and it's a great location on the map if you really think about it.
Well, there's a lot of advantages to Texas now, and then you'll see another section will be the highlands, so basically the Colorado, New Mexico. Okay, then you'll see how the areas that are dead to the world, which will be like Arizona and Nevada.
Hold on, Texas is the balls of America, because that means they're sweaty, hairy, and they're either getting scratched or kicked.
At least we're not Florida, the Wang. It's never getting none.
Yeah.
Pussy.
Florida will be basically flattened. It's kind of a flat state. It might be back to Seminole territory, to be honest.
Amanda, with the high population of elderly people in that certain state, Florida's not just the Wang; it's the old man's Wang.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's not getting anywhere near that.
Hey!
Old man's Wang.
Florida has a lot of prescription drugs.
That's true.
Exactly. So it's the old wrinkly floppy Wang.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no.
What makes it even more? I mean, I don't necessarily is because of erosion. It's even getting smaller.
these things happen. Wait, did Cabbage just grumble and disappear?
Cabbage, if you need the toilet, go.
He just disappeared.
Has he? Ah.
Old man Gruff wander away.
Wait. Did he emit a noise so brown that it canceled out his internet?
Well, no, it is Guy Fawkes. Somebody probably burnt down his fucking internet box.
No, another car probably hit it.
No, I think somebody said something that annoyed him.
But no, if you, I don't necessarily think Texas saw it. You still have Louisiana and with.
That was great through the endeavor there, Cabbage.
You do realize that America actually invented white trash?
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you did.
Hands over there, buddy.
Wait. Are you saying we're the first ones to leave garbage out so long that it became white on top? Come on.
No,
for a while.
No, I mean...
Gypsies are the original white trash.
That's what I just said. Pretty much,
There's some people actually say that gypsies aren't white, but yeah.
Hey, Emma's not here to defend herself.
Really, actually, aren't gypsies from the old Byzantine Empire? So they would be Turkish, right?
It depends.
No, they're from Romania. The Romanies.
Yeah,
Romanies. Have you seen them? They're pretty brown.
You get some gypsies who insist.
Yeah, but they're only brown because they don't fucking clean. They don't wash. They're just brown.
But like you get some clans of gypsies who insist that they're actually descended from the original Egyptians.
Yeah, okay. I can claim.
Are we going back? Are we going back to the purity of blood principle?
Yes. Let's do that. Let's go. No, fuck it. Let's go IQ.
Yeah, let's face it. There's no such thing as purity of blood. We're all mongrels.
That's literally like purity of blood is the stupidest fucking thing ever. The only reason that the human species exists is because we went through periods of interbreeding with a lot of different species and then inbreeding within our own, and we continued that cycle over and over.
Interspecies? No. We didn't fuck interspecies.
Yes, we did. Back when we were actual different races. No. Listen, back when we were actual different races of human, when there was Homo habilis and Denisovan.
It was after.
Doesn't matter if you fuck a porpoise, it's not going to make a different person. That's not going to. I'm sorry, there's biology involved here.
Cabbage.
Look,
what you mean?
A wolf and a coyote can fuck each other, and we have a koi wolf.
Well, I thought
yeah, but that's different. Yeah, but they are not different species.
Cabbage
breeds.
Cabbage.
Different thing between breeds and species.
A coyote and a wolf are not different breeds.
They're different.
They are.
No.
They are in evolutionary terms.
Taxonomy, they're classed as different species, just like Homo neanderthalis is a different species of human. We interbred with them.
How about horses and mules and donkeys and all that jazz?
Yeah. No, you can get wolves to breed with a fucking chihuahua. I mean, they will.
Get lions to breed with tigers.
No, you can't.
I thought the base.
Not naturally. You couldn't.
I thought the basis is if you had two adults of whatever animal, if they could mate and have viable offspring, that was it worked. I thought that's the generic biology thing.
Well, it is. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. If you can actually inseminate something and you can't, I mean, when you're a different species, that's the differential between species, is that you can't inseminate the bloody thing. Like, I can't fuck an octopus and make myself an octopus.
I wouldn't expect a human and a T-Rex to have perhaps the most viable offspring. I could be wrong.
But like I said, the what Amanda's on about is when modern humans came into contact with Neanderthals and the
not only Neanderthals, also the Denisovans. Homo habilis was still around at the time. There were a lot of different.
No, Homo habilis wasn't. You're on about Erectus.
Yes, Homo erectus was still around. There were different breeds. There's even another one that we haven't found.
But they are breeds. They're breeds.
I'm using the word breed because you like it. It doesn't. It's semantics, really.
No, because species is a very specific thing.
The divergence was to be a different species, but they were still close enough that we were still infertile.
Yes, thank you. It's a scientific. Go watch the friggin' documentaries on it. It is a scientific. They call this different species of human.
Well, yeah.
Retarded.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, I can show you other documentaries that also point out the fact that they're not a different species; that they are a breed. Because we can all show documentaries, right? Because like YouTube is full of them.
Well,
no.
You're going by an old definition of species, actually.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's all really a semantic. That's why you can have different documentaries with different actual scientists saying different things. Is because at this point it's all a semantic argument. Basically, what they're saying is there are different breeds of human. However, back when we were actual different races, however you want to say it, we interbred quite frequently. We were still interbreeding with apes. That's proven by the fact that we have ape lice on our dick, but not on our head.
No, that's different. It's because once over those lice.
What? Who has that? I don't have that.
And when we lost the majority of our body hair, it's separated the two fucking populations of lice on your body. So
No. They proved that that's not how that happened because the genital lice that we have
I do not have any of the shit you're talking about.
I think what we can take away from this conversation is
kind of
Cabbage needs better spectacles.
Cabbage is just worried because you use the term lice and he gets afraid because the aphids are all around him.
No, Cabbage is actually worried that he actually is a monkey's uncle.
Right? No, I'm sorry. I just don't know what kind of people you guys are hanging around with to be getting all of these kinds of parasites.
I don't have a dick either, but I think all the time, Cabbage. I don't understand why you get with this semantic
The original definition of a species, though, for speciation was very, very clear that if the crossbreeding takes place, the offspring are not viable.
Exactly. That's what I was saying, MC. Right.
And then it went from there to you can have different species that can have viable offspring, but because of where they live, they can't generally interact, such as a polar bear versus a black bear, which can have viable offspring, but because their climates are so different, they never interact. They're considered separate species. And then from there, it's been getting looser and looser as a definition.
Well, not really, because
ring species. Lack of standards. That's what I put it down to.
Different bears like different things.
You get what they call ring species, where the population is spread out in basically a ring, and they've started to speciate all along that ring. Where the ones that you're
just talking nonsense now. You're just making noise.
Cabbage, shut your fucking trap for once in your life.
You're just making noise, mate.
Like I said, the ones that are closer to each other are still interfertile. They're speciated, but they're still interfertile. And the further along you go, the less and less likely you are to find ones that can produce viable offspring with the original population. You don't believe us? Just go and Google ring species.
I know.
Don't try and fucking me, you cunt.
Well, no, it's kind of like you breed a horse and a zebra, you get a zorse, but that thing can't reproduce itself.
No.
Wait, a zorse is a thing?
Yeah.
Yes. But back then we were still all very much like all species were still very much closer evolutionarily, and there was a lot more interbreeding between species going on back then than you would see today.
Oh, is that where the chimeras came from? Is that why we had centaurs?
No, that's where we got the
like
species that we have today.
Dude, a zorse is a thing.
Yes, I wasn't bullshitting you, memes. Goddamn.
Actually, Amanda.
I'm just playing that one out. You know what I mean?
Human species are diversified well before the dinosaurs died out.
Wait, sorry, I missed that. What did you say? Something about
mammalian species had diversified beyond the point of being interfertile well before the dinosaurs died out.
I don't think so, because you see you'd see mutation and stuff within species, but we definitely saw the evolution of one type of ape species that evolved into humanoid in Asia. They've proven that happened separately and independently from the evolution of an ape-like species into human-like species in Africa, and then they met, intermingled, and interbred. Like,
you know, Africa. A lot of what happens in Africa stays in Africa.
Well, except for Azores, it's located in both Africa and the United States, and it's known as a zebroid, which kind of creeps me out because it sounds like graboid.
Yeah, maybe it's exported the trend.
Well, I mean, it's the same principle as a. Well, no, memes. It's the same principle as a mule. You know, a donkey and horse hybrid, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people are going to start talking about fucking centaurs next. You know, we're going to have. Yeah. It just gets
hold on. Wait. Do you think this is where a lot of like this whole like this is my particular identity maybe comes from? It's like you're giving yourself a classification, a subgenre.
No, I don't think it's because no. What you did is just because
it gives you something that's unique to you, a unique attribute.
Just you being mental.
No, we're not all special little unicorns memes. Fuck off.
Hey, you wouldn't want to be a Zorse? You're the one that introduced me.
Seriously, you are just.
I opened up a can of worms.
It is just you being mental.
He goes from being a dragon with dragon scales to a Zorse.
Yeah,
Hey, a Zorse is a Zorse, of course.
Yeah, all right, well, and nobody gives a shite,
Mr. Zed, to you.
I am so sorry, guys. I apologize.
Well, you really should. You know.
Fucking.
I mean, really.
You really should.
And here we were having a decent conversation about V for Vendetta and blowing up bridges, and now we're at Zorses and fucking ape hybrids. Oh, we're not at the ape hybrids. Remember when the Russians did a fucking? Remember when the Russians did a whole head transplant on a fucking ape, right?
There are people on the internet. They'll show you freaking studies that were done where their breeding of apes was done from humans intentionally.
They attempted to do breeding with apes. That was, I do believe, the Nazis or a Nazi doctor that was doing that. They did not get any good result. Well, there's actually rumors and possibilities that he did impregnate a chick with chimpanzee sperm, or at least attempted it. But there's nobody knows what happened to her or anything like that.
Amanda, he was a Nazi. Those were.
He turned into Barack Obama. And it became president.
Okay. All right.
Barack Obama. Barack Obama was one of our presidents. Fuck off, you British.
No.
We're back to the disclaimer, guys. Real quick, Batman.
Hey, look, I'm just thinking about the timing. The timing's about right.
The views expressed on the Redeye stream are not necessarily the views represented by Mad Dodge Productions or any of the other panelists. Thank you very much. There we go.
It's too late, Matt. That's
too late.
It's done.
What?
Yeah.
Your channel's gone.
You're done, dude. Sorry.
You owe me one, Cabby. Fuck you.
You won.
It was a good joke, though. Come on.
So was Roseanne's joke. That didn't stop him from burning her at the stake.
Roseanne's joke had more mimetic context. That was just fucking cruel and disrespectful.
Roseanne's joke was funny as fuck, too. So was Cabbage's. Get your panties out the ass.
There you go, you see? Tight ass.
Jacob in the chat says the views expressed are the views of the panel and Mad Dodge Productions Incorporated.
By the way, I can endorse that as a regular visitor.
I'm gonna come back after you post this stream, and I'm gonna cut that piece out. And every time you come up and say that they're not, I'm gonna play that clip.
Wait a second, you're gonna send it to the Wall Street Journal?
That too.
Yeah.
Batman, that's fucked. don't even fuck around. God damn it, dude.
Who's fucking around?
Oh, you guys want an article? Listen to like 5 minutes of this.
Oh, fuck off. They're gonna dig up that Patrick Little interview, and I'm gonna be deemed a fucking anti-Semite because of his ass.
Hey, I have it clipped out in probably its most accurate context. It starts off with Vash in the beginning. I picked it up the exact second he came in. So you just hear Vash going, Zionism, Patrick Little appears. Complete context.
I'm sure that was funny in your head, but it doesn't translate.
But I don't know. Dystopian type movies. Do you think V for Vendetta actually stands up with the likes of 1984 or
yeah.
even something modern like the Hunger Games?
Well,
No, I think it's
wiped its ass with the Hunger Games.
yeah, it's way better than the Hunger Games. I mean, like I said, the fact you got John Hurt there. I mean, Winston Smith is playing the actual Chancellor. Big Brother. I mean, just that alone is enough. I mean, apart from the Natalie Porter, wooden fucking acting. Apart from that, it's all good.
Yeah.
The only thing Hunger Games has going for it over V for Vendetta is its main actress did a fucking amazing job.
That was Natalie Porter.
The chick that did Katniss. That wasn't Natalie Portman. She did a fucking amazing job.
Yes.
Well, no, and Woody Harrelson. I mean, he does a great job in that movie too. I know he half-asses it, kind of, but he's playing a drunk. I mean, that fits, right?
He is exactly who that character is in the books. I will give him.
You're on about Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. She did a good job. Like a fucking great.
What film are we talking about now?
The Hunger Games.
Oh, the Hunger Games. Yeah, like I said, V for Vendetta was
the Jennifer Lawrence is an actress.
Yeah, Cabbage, I was saying V for Vendetta is superior. The only way in which Hunger Games was better is that the main actress did good in Hunger Games and the main actress in V for Vendetta did bad.
Oh, yeah. Totally agree on that one.
You'd only take him like 6 minutes for him to get, actually listen.
Yes, but
that's because you're too busy talking.
Okay, it's a delay.
It's a 6 minute delay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hey, listen, mate. I was out this evening. I was at a bonfire night, enjoying my 5th of November. Having my bonfire and remembering burning a Jesuit at the stake.
See, I told y'all.
Well, we didn't. College was older than you thought.
Yes. Well, the good old days. I miss them.
The days when you could relive your successes. Nobody complained.
Yeah,
I remember them well.
I remember the days when you could nail someone to a fucking post and nobody moaned about it.
Cabbage says, I can remember when all this was an accretion disc.
There we were, roving on the Normandy plains.
What about some films like Clockwork Orange and stuff like that? I mean, what other dystopian type films are there out there that actually kind of stand up or maybe surpass V for Vendetta?
There was a miniseries from America. I remember watching back in the 70s, Brave New World, and that was quite good.
I owned a book. Brave New World. I haven't read it yet. I still need to read Animal House as well. I'm kind of slacking.
No, Brave New World is really good. That is an interesting one. I mean, Brave New World. Then you go, you can do the Aldous Huxley stuff.
Equilibrium's not too bad either.
I'm trying to remember.
Equilibrium. Is that by Huxley or is that
watched the movie, not sure if it's actually a book.
Is that the one where they have to take drugs to suppress their emotions?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's Brave New World, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's
no. Brave New World, they weren't taking drugs to suppress their emotions.
Yeah, they were. They were taking they took Sopa.
They were taking Soma, but Soma was not to. It was just to keep them high, not to suppress their emotion.
Yeah, well, okay. So they were spazzed.
They also Brave New World, it was Soma, and also they had to take sterility shots as well.
Well, yeah, the whole thing was they had created a completely stratified society.
Oh, what was that other one? THX something.
Oh God, that was crap.
Oh, it was fucking tedious. I'll agree with you. But then again, so was Brave New World. Brave New World, I mean, to watch that.
Brave New World was it?
1984. Well, no, if you watch the that was fucking. It went on a long time, and there
The
wasn't
thing
a
about
great
Brave
deal
New
to it.
Worlds is it came out on the heels of Logan's Run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and also, what was the other one with Jane Fonda?
What, Jacob's Ladder or?
Well,
No,
Barbarella was a comedy. Come on.
Barbarella. Yeah, Barbarella. You know.
Yeah, let's not mention Hanoi Jane.
It's all very hippie back then, wasn't it? Everything was silver and shiny.
THX 1138. I mean, it was shot entirely on a white background where everybody was wearing white.
Yes.
The vehicles were white. Everything was white, and there was no story. This is what happens when you let George Lucas write and direct his own stuff.
But Aeon Flux, that was a dystopian world. That was pretty cool. I liked the reveal in that.
Which one?
Aeon Flux or Avon Flux? How are
Aeon Flux.
God, no, that was terrible.
Flux, yeah.
I liked the reveal that it turns out they're all just clones of themselves, and that one chick is pregnant, so they're trying to kill her because she can get pregnant.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
I hate to say it, but it was better as an animated series than a movie.
What is it? Is it Minority Report where they're policing thoughts or whatever and arresting people before they actually commit the crime?
Yeah,
that's dystopian, right?
It's also stupid.
Yeah, super fucking stupid. Like, it was so easy to figure out how to be a killer in that world. All you got to do is be a serial killer.
Oh, now Dark City, that was an interesting one.
I don't know that one.
Is that the one?
Dark City or Dog City?
Dark.
Is that the one where it turns out it's like this fucking disc in space or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was surreal.
That was
I never
fucking
liked
clever.
Dark City.
I know, because it's it is very disjointed.
I believe that's another one that was based on a graphic novel.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Dark City, I just never got into it. I started. I tried to watch it several times at a friend's place, and I could never get through it because it just. I think at the point where it's like, well, is there anything else I can?
Yeah, well, we are on about an extremely subjective medium here.
Oh, okay. I know y'all don't like anime, but anybody watched Death Note at all? Have any idea what Death Note is?
Oh yeah.
I'm aware of it, and I don't.
Death Note is quite interesting.
Amanda, I don't dislike anime.
Oh, okay, good.
Some anime is good. Cyber City.
Death Note is a very good one.
I do disagree with how they. I really wish they could have continued more with L. I thought the way they ended L was.
No, don't get me started. Hubby introduced me to Death Note. The whole time I'm sitting there saying how much I love L, and he's just kind of giggling, and I didn't understand till they killed off L. And I was like, "You son of a bitch!" And he just looked at me and said, "Well, you should have liked Kira."
I just thought that the way they did it and took off in the storyline left something to be desired.
Yes, it was. It was terrible. But what I was going to ask was, would any of you use a Death Note if you got your hands on it?
You have one?
No, I'm just philosophical question. Who would use a Death Note?
That's like the same idea of that film, the button, where, you press this button and you'll get $1 million, but somebody in the world is going to drop dead. Nobody you know, nobody you would ever meet or even hear about, but somebody will drop dead.
No, this is different. You get the Death Note, and you can write somebody's name in the Death Note, and if you write nothing else, then they will die. I think it's 30 seconds, something like that. There's a time limit. They will die that amount of time later of a heart attack. But if you choose within that amount of time to write how they die, that will happen within reason.
Oh yeah, I would use one. Yeah, I would write Theresa May, and I would put down explosive diarrhea whilst in public.
The views expressed on the Redeye stream are not the views.
Yes, they are.
Production.
You should just clip that and just play it.
I'll tell you what, they may not be the Redeye's fucking opinion, but I would go with that.
But wait,
I'd be willing to validate that.
Because we're going to listen to an infantile cabbage. So I'll take the 2 anime series.
I'll
take the 2 anime series that you just ruined for me, and I'll raise you the history eraser button.
You're dissing a cabbage when you're retarded fucking dragon fucking wannakin.
Batman has agreed to use the Death Note, but he doesn't know the catch. You can't go to heaven or hell if you use the Death Note, and the Shinigami who owns the Death Note will write your name in his Death Note at the end and take your life.
So you become a Matt Jew stuck in purgatory?
What am I losing?
Well, you're gonna die. The Shinigami is going to write your name down so that he can get his Death Note back.
I don't know. It all sounds like too much.
Do they take plastic?
What happens if you manage to get 2 and you write the Shinigami's name in?
No, they do take apples.
Why are they got to make this shit so
apples?
complicated? You know, cartoons used to just be cartoons. Now they got to be some fucking deconstruction.
Watch Death Note, dude. You will fucking love Death Note. It's about a kid that gets a hold of the Death Note and becomes a psychotic killer trying to make the world a better place, and he will be the god of the new world. It's fucking amazing. Watch Death Note.
Oh, once again, we're back to Obama.
Hey, I don't know. I don't remember a monkey.
But there's another thing too. You can choose to make a deal with the Shinigami to get his eyes, because a Shinigami can look at somebody and see their name and lifespan, and so you don't even have to know their name to write.
Wait, what?
Can you please stop calling Obama a monkey?
You're giving him the entire story. She is right. You need to, if you haven't seen Death Note, watch Death Note.
I watched a 1:50 clip of the introduction, and I watched a guy die of a heart attack.
So,
yes, watch all of Death Note. I am a spoiler, though.
Amanda, what happens if you get this Death Note and the way you're supposed to write somebody's name, you just put everybody?
No, that's not. You have to.
You have to know the person's name
and face. You have to be thinking of their face as you write their name, so that other people have the same name.
Sounds like a joke to me.
Yeah.
Killing don't work that way.
It's a bait and switch. It's a bait and switch. It's a typical fucking. This is
Batman. Batman, you gotta sit there and envision Theresa May's face while you do this. Do you really want to do this?
Hey, it will make my country a better place. Yes. It would also give everybody a laugh when she dies of explosive diarrhea on camera.
I would have been like the worst episode of Death Note ever, because I would have just talked to the Shinigami and been like, oh, nope, take this thing back. I ain't doing this crap. I gotta die at the end? No thanks.
You're gonna die anyway. Everybody dies.
But you're gonna die much sooner with a friggin' like, you know when you're gonna die. Then you're gonna die.
I don't know what a Shinigami is, but all I know is if you're taking some mystical creature's eyes to help you see forward, that sounds like the tale of Marduk.
A Shinigami is the god of death, and you don't necessarily take their eyes. It's just a deal you can make with the Shinigami.
In this anime series, the Shinigami is basically an angel of death. There's multiple angels.
So what happens if you've got Gehrig's disease? Then
you write your own name.
You would still be able to see their name and lifespan by looking at them, but you lose half of your own life.
Yeah, but if you've got Gehrig's disease, that would be a blessing. But then again, if you've got Gehrig's disease, you probably can't write your name the name anyway.
Well, no, Aunt Jack in the chat says Death Note was bad and still is. I have no idea. I don't watch anime.
Death Note is not bad. That is sacrilege. Blasphemy.
Hold on. Is it still about angsty teen who's all in his head, just full of it?
Wait, what?
Is it still about an angsty teen who's all in his head, just full of it?
Oh no, he's not an angsty teen. When this starts out, Kira is actually like the top of the class, the super sweet. I love it.
Original.
If I got off this Death Note, could I not ask this Shinigami to get Aladdin's lamp instead?
Yeah.
No, the Shinigami is not going to give you anything. The Shinigami does not help you in any way, shape, or form.
No, he can fuck off then.
He won't. He's going to hang around.
Okay, so it's like opening the box in Hellraiser.
All right, so it's basically like telling the Girl Scout that you're not going to buy her cookies.
I think it's not like Hellraiser. It really isn't like Hellraiser. It has nothing. It's a completely different dynamic, and it is an interesting take on a descent into madness that the character begins to take.
And all while he's thinking that he is doing it's I don't know how to describe it. He starts out thinking that he is doing what is best for his country, for his community, for everybody. When he starts out, he thinks he's just saving some little kids, if it even works. But you slowly watch this kid become a psychotic mastermind, and it's just fucking amazing. You really have to watch it. It's good.
It is a descent into madness, right? A descent into ultimate power and how it corrupts.
How good is it dubbed?
Oh, it's awesome. They actually did a really good job.
Yeah, because that's one of the main reasons I hate anime is the dubbing they do. I don't fucking like it. I feel like I'm watching Godzilla.
I hate watching subtitles.
How dare you attack Godzilla like that?
No, I hate watching subtitles.
Why
should I even be watching something if I'm going to be reading it instead of actually enjoying the whole thing?
I'm still asking, how can you tell it's dubbed? It's fucking cartoon characters moving the lips up and down.
Because a terrible dub can ruin a character. Like, they really have to find the right people.
Yeah, they don't have any actual... Yeah, the mouths just move up, open and close when they're talking. There's no actual words there.
You can't watch enough anime to understand.
You can't lip read a cartoon character.
Look, the way that was... It all came with Astro Boy, all right? That's how it started. It's one of the first originals, and instead of... They didn't have a lot of the time to use, so they just decided to use the same frames to make it look like they were doing different things when it was just the same thing over and over again.
Huh?
Right.
Wait, did you get that, or no?
Nope.
No, you're very quiet and kind of...
All I heard was they used a lot of stock footage.
No. So what happened was that with Astro Boy, they just decided to use the same frames over and over because they didn't have a lot of money to animate it.
Jacob, can you do us all a favor? Can you get in the same room as your microphone?
Okay, yeah, go on.
No, I just...
Right there.
I'm just using my phone.
Oh.
I'm being turned away. I tried to ignore them. They would not let me. Bye, guys.
Thank you for joining, Amanda. Good to see you again.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care, Amanda.
But yeah, no. Any other dystopian movies or anything you guys want to talk about, or should we wrap it up? We've been going. We'll hit 3 hours and 15 minutes. So
there's one dystopian movie series talk about. I mean, it's not the best, but a lot of people enjoy it. It's the Mad Max series.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, and actually,
dystopian and ended up post-apocalyptic, but yeah, it still fits.
Well, no, I kind of wanted to bring up The Postman, actually, which everybody seems to fucking hate. Yeah, it was 3.5 hours. Yeah, it was 3.5 hours, all right, but it was good. Yeah, you sound better. But no, Postman might have been 3.5 hours long, okay? But I don't have the attention span of a squirrel. I could sit through it, and it was a good fucking movie.
This is true, folks. He has the attention span of 2 squirrels.
The problem with The Postman is the acting because of Kevin Costner.
I liked it.
I didn't like his acting.
I think even Tom Petty acted okay in that movie. It was only a few scenes, but
he just had a couple of lines from on the freaking dam.
But apparently, Kevin Costner doesn't like your acting either.
No, oh my. Difference is he can at least make a living, and I can at least complain about it.
Well, you know what the CMC? If you build it, he will come.
Right on your face.
Kevin Costner, if given a chance, it can act it, but so many times he.
Oh God! Can you remember Waterworld when that came out? And in The Simpsons, they took the piss out because Milhouse goes to play the Waterworld video game, He puts his quarter in. It takes 3 steps. He's got to put another quarter in.
Yeah.
That was a good film as well.
Okay.
I think, what the hell you call him?
Derail something else, why don't you? Yeah, so Waterworld. What were you saying, MC?
Walter, in Waterworld, you could at least come back and initially, at the initial part of it, you could come back and say, okay, he's just stoic because of his lifestyle. So you could pass off a lot of his wooden acting toward that. But it never, the opportunity for him to get better existed as far as his acting, for them to start showing, growth, but he never does. Now, there are movies, if you've seen Silverado, he actually does a good job acting in Silverado.
Yeah. My favorite.
Well, of course, there's iconic Kevin Costner movies, Dances with Wolves. Everybody loves it. Sorry, Batman, but I think Postman was better than Waterworld, though. I really do.
Oh, no, Postman was leaps and bounds better.
Waterworld had 2 extremes. I mean, you had Dennis Hopper, who practically stole the film, and then you had that annoying little brat who, let's face it, if any of us were in Kevin Costner's character's place, we would have tied a rock to her fucking and thrown her overboard.
Oh, it almost seems like the way he acts that he's not even acting, like he hates this little kid. Like, seriously.
The only one acting on that boat was the woman who wanted to save the little kid.
Yes.
She was an annoying fucking kid.
Yes, no, you're correct.
Really speaking, in the society she lived in, she wouldn't have been like that because somebody would have thrown her off the fucking side.
Oh, she'd have known her place and should have been cooking lunch.
Jez, real quick, Jez in the chat, real quick, Jez Oldfield in the chat. Jez Oldfield in the chat. Okay, I'm trying to read the fucking chat here. Jez Oldfield says The Untouchables, he was pretty good in that. All I remember from The Untouchables is Bruce Willis. Like, Kevin Costner's in there?
I don't remember Bruce Willis in The Untouchables.
Yeah,
I don't remember Kevin Costner.
I think you're thinking of something different, Mad Dodge.
Oh, Unbreakable. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Bruce Willis. Yeah. Okay.
2 different movies, dude.
Yeah, no. It clicked. Sorry. My bad. I apologize.
Sean Connery stole and made The Untouchables. I'm sorry.
Yes, welcome to the Redeye stream where Mad Dodge is displaying his dementia.
Yeah, welcome to the mayhem.
Out. When you think about it, that's an awesome out. If they ever try to ban your channel, you just have it in an episode.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got encroaching Alzheimer's.
Happy birthday, MD.
Yeah, I'm 34. I now
can't persecute them mentally handicapped.
Yeah, they have to leave you on. You're part of a protected class now.
Yeah, you're kind of for the right wing.
Well, he was always retarded. Look, he was always retarded, so I mean, he always had that out anyway.
That's a horrible thing to say.
That is pretty rude, Cabby. You cut me.
Well, it's rude, but you know, it doesn't mean it's not true, does it? I don't hear you actually arguing the point.
That's what I was about to say. I said it's a horrible thing to say, but Cabbage, notice nobody's saying it's not true.
Mm.
But I don't know. Postman, I think, was a good movie, and it was better than Waterworld for the main reason. The whole premise of Waterworld is kind of stupid. There would be high peaks, especially in the Cascades, that would be above water still, even with that kind of water raise. The Himalayas. Yeah, there's no way that you're going to completely submerge the entire Earth, and it really was a ploy for global warming, wasn't it?
Well, actually, I think during the periods, the Permian and even in the Cretaceous, there were no ice caps.
Yeah, but it wasn't the thing was though, when that movie came out, wasn't this close to the the bullshit that, what was his name? The hockey stick person came out with.
It also came out at the same time as Al Gore's Earth Balance or whatever.
It was all around the same sort of period, wasn't it? The whole global warming scandal and scare and everything else. I mean, this was just a reinforcement of
I'm not
I
going to
had a story on that today.
I'm not going to Google at the moment, saying if all the ice that melted and drained at the sea, it would just raise it 216 feet.
Yeah, well, I don't give a shit. I don't really give a shit. At the end of the day, if we can get back to the point where, you know, we can grow grapes again and things like that, like we did in the Roman times, I'm happy. Fuck it.
Well, no, not even that. What if Antarctica?
Let the others burn.
What if,
who gives a
what
shit,
if,
right? Because apparently the people who are going to end up suffering are the ones who are causing us the problems to begin with. So, you know, let the fuckers burn.
Well, no. What if Antarctica did melt? What's the worst thing that can happen? We could move all the Muslims to Antarctica. It sounds like there's a whole continent there for them.
And then we let it freeze again.
Matt, the thing is, all this water is going to go into the atmosphere. I think that you're going to end up with the desertification. You know, they're going to reverse because you're going to get more.
Well, one of the things that would happen is you get more frozen water. Yeah, frozen water melts. It releases a lot more fresh water into the oceans, which heavily desalinates it, which would interfere with the ocean currents, which would actually make the world cool down again.
No, well, I honestly
swings and roundabouts.
Cabbage, I think, is more accurate, which is as you start to put more moisture in the air, rainfall becomes far more ubiquitous. These areas that are deserts now will now start to get more and more rainfall. All right, growing seasons, plant seasons will extend further around the continents. This is what was happening during the dinosaur ages.
And MC as well.
Deserts.
MC, the amount of carbon dioxide that will be released from the water as well is also going to add to the, availability to make the plant life grow.
Well, theoretically, the oxygen content will rise as well.
Carbon dioxide released from the water.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a lot tough in ice.
Water is H2O.
Yes, water is H2O, but there's also a lot of.
You said carbon dioxide released from the water.
Yes, well, it is inside water. Water actually absorbs, other things. There are other things within water.
Right. The colder water is to a point, the more absorption of gaseous elements it actually contains. Right. So while it's releasing more carbon dioxide, it's actually releasing a hell of a lot more freaking oxygen as well. So the oxygen.
See, we're talking about what can be contained within the water itself. So it's contained within the water, and that's a lot of ice contains an awful lot of carbon dioxide. So when that carbon dioxide gets
even
released,
more oxygen though, percentage-wise.
Well, exactly. Of course it does. Well, it's CO2, right? So there's obviously two times the
I'm not
carbon.
talking about carbon dioxide in the CO2. I'm talking about oxygen O2. Just simple O2 molecules.
Oh yeah. But at the end of the day, you're still going to end up with higher plant growth because of the
over short term. Yeah, well, I remember there's been a few documentaries on it, and one of the things it interferes with the ocean patterns. It breaks down the ocean conveyor, which takes warmer water away from the equator to the north and south.
There is a theory on that if you do desalinize the oceans, it'll screw up the convection currents. The problem, the problem with it is it'll be the other way around in regards to, because if you increase the amount of
you're sucking the water up.
Right, if you're getting the water out of the ocean, all right, you're actually making it more salty, not less salty. So the convections would actually be quicker. Now, all of this is pure speculation because the plant you're talking about, things that are happening on planet-wide scales, and like it or not, we have no way of testing any of that.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, but the thing is, like I said, you go back to the days of.
I wasn't saying that you're wrong, because it's all speculation based on models which appear to work, even if they contradict each other.
Yeah, but Batman, I'm talking about stuff which actually happened, and going back to the days of when Rome, the Roman colonization of the UK, right? We had fucking vineries, right? We had all of this sort of stuff. The Northwest Passage used to exist. These are not new experiences.
Yeah.
And so, if we go back to the point at which we can grow vineyards, the chances are that those, the weather patterns and everything else is going, are going to be appropriate to that kind of like weather coming in, because you need the warm, tropical winds coming up from Africa and stuff.
There's still an element of that left, because you go to the Channel Islands and they're in between us and France, and they've got a better climate than France.
No, they do. If you can even look at if you look at the southeast of Ireland, County Cork.
Yeah.
They got bloody palm trees.
Yes, because it's by the Gulf Stream almost directly.
Exactly. There you go. So there's no reason why. I mean, the biggest risk that we actually currently have, I'd say, to something like the Gulf Stream or something, is these people who want to put up these tidal fucking energy, systems. Because they're going to be taking energy out of the bloody, out of a closed system, and they're going to push the tidal. That's going to push the energy back, right? So you're actually taking energy out. It's not a good idea. And the same thing, a lot of, people think these renewable energy supplies are, like a perfect, Hessian thing that they can have, but it's just not true. I mean, nobody knows. I mean, we see microclimate changes which have been occurring with things like wind farms, So you can't take energy out of a closed system without having some kind of detrimental effect. It doesn't work.
But the thing about what you're on about,
that's why we need to go nuclear, especially in Britain. We got plenty of places where we can build nuclear.
About doing on the Amazon, if they did that,
hydro's cool.
And we would end up with a climate very similar to northern Canada.
Oh, we would if we didn't have the Gulf Stream, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the reason that you don't fuck. I mean, they started, doing that thing across the Severn Estuary. It's the most ridiculous thing they could do, I mean, at least the one they did in Edinburgh, they had that snake.
So to punish you British bastards, we need to change the Gulf Stream and turn it somewhere else.
What we need to do is we want to get our engineers out.
You're going to weaponize the Gulf Stream.
No, we want to get our engineers figure out a way to separate the British Isles from the European continental shelf.
To be honest, considering...
Hold on. And we need to we would need to switch the places of the British Isles with Jamaica.
The only problem,
we could be in the Caribbean.
The biggest problem with changing the Gulf Stream is that it would just reverse itself, and you would still get kind of like a Gulf Stream, only instead of coming from the Gulf, it'd be coming from Africa, and you'd still be warm. So there's no way to really screw England, unfortunately.
Well, no, because it currently comes from Africa. That's the thing. It currently comes from Africa.
Currently, the flow comes from America. If you turned it around, it came from Africa.
You
would still get the warm water. The worst part is so the French.
Yeah, because one of the heaviest contributors to the Gulf Stream is the River Amazon.
What are you talking about? Amazon rainforest doesn't even touch the freaking Gulf Stream. Doesn't even touch.
From what I heard, I said it's a contributor.
No.
Well, that's what
the Gulf Stream, but it also doesn't. It goes up over to North America, then it comes back round, and then it goes back down to Africa again. Although no, because we also have a stream that comes vertically. I mean, like comes up, which is why fucking French. But anyway, comes past them, and comes up into the Severn Estuary, because you got the Severn Bar, and that's part of the Gulf Stream effect.
Sorry, MC, I'm checking it out. You're right. I'm mistaking it for something else.
Yeah, you think about the jet stream or something.
If you are talking about the Mississippi, definitely flows into the Gulf.
Yeah, the Amazon doesn't affect anything.
What we want to do is find something so we can keep the Gulf Stream, but France and Germany freeze.
Just send them over to Russia.
No, it's all right. Now all we got to do is just leave them to their immigration policies, and they won't be able to fucking heat themselves. They'll just freeze to death.
So let them march.
There's two things you want to do with France. First of all, we want to build a gigantic wall around France. And you know what the second thing you want to do is? Fill it with water.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, not like you think about that every night as you go to bed. But
Right. Actually, I masturbate to that image. I do.
I wasn't going to go that far. I thought about it, but I was going to leave it alone.
I'll tell you, if I had the money, I'd buy France and I'd evict the French.
But no, it just hit 7 o'clock my time. I have another stream that I was invited to go talk about Resident Evil. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Happy 5th of November, even though it's no longer the 5th over there. I hope you had a good time at your bonfires, good sirs.
I did.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Good night.
Red Dead
Good
Redemption
luck.
sucks.
And don't fucking go to France, and Jacob could fuck himself. We're out of here. Peace.